What's on, go? How you doing, brothers?
I'm tired
Pretty
all the
good,
time.
man. Pretty good, bro. This rain makes it hard to wake up, right?
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's difficult, bro.
Mhm.
yeah. You just woke
Is
up?
it? Yeah, I mean not right now, but I woke up like maybe like 45 minutes ago, bro.
I would have
So
too, but I had two clients I had to train today early.
yeah, do you
Traffic was
train
bad.
full time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I try to get it done early. I hate training people after I'm done training, so I always
Mhm.
try to get them in early.
That's the worst, bro. You finish a hard ass leg day and you got clients left.
Every Friday that I train legs, I try to move them all in the morning. I'm like, look, I'm gonna be there, but I'm not gonna be there. Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get what you pay for.
What do you do in prep? Like 4 weeks out, are you still training people?
So luckily, I stopped training people 6 weeks out last show.
Mhm.
Um, the year before that, for the cow, I trained people all the way up until peak week.
Yeah.
So it just depends on my financial situation. I had a lot of money saved up, so that
Mhm.
last 6 weeks, I didn't really need to train nobody.
Yeah, I feel like the goal, best case scenario, I would want to stop training people at least 4 weeks out. But that money, man, you don't want to lose out on that money sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro, it was one of those things that it was hard to pick back up too once I got back.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I was like, oh shit, Ooh,
Yeah,
Zaid,
man.
do you train full time, Zaid?
I do. Yeah.
Mhm. You
And
have your
last week,
mhm.
yeah,
You have your own gym, right? Like a
yeah,
training studio. Okay.
exactly. Yeah, I
If it
don't own it. I lease it, so it's fully furnished, and I just lease the whole thing.
smart. You don't really
Yeah,
want to own that shit. And then I mean, if you want
exactly.
to move
And
somewhere, you want to move, you don't have to worry about anything. You just cut that and keep it moving.
exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't train any pros, so it's good enough for the lifestyle clients. Honestly, man, you
Right.
know, uh, uh,
Hmm.
you can do anything with a cable machine and some bar and some dumbbells, and
Yeah.
that's all you need.
You
You
don't
can
you
make
don't
it
train
happen.
competitors, Jay?
No, not really. I help out here and there with some guys, for their last month or so. But to be honest, I don't recommend. I don't like it at all because too much fucking work for little money. To be honest, bro.
Yeah.
If you want to do good by somebody, like you got to give them your undivided attention. And guys, as trainers, you become a fucking shrink. You're a pharmacist. You're all in one, not just a coach.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
And
my
and
lifestyle clients get a completely different like vibe from me compared to my competitors. So my lifestyle clients are more like like you said, those like therapy session moments. Like I'll take it seriously, but if they want to talk to me, I'll talk to them. But when it comes to competitors, like we're pretty much all working that hour that I give them. Especially they come to me for like special body parts like quads or hammies or like chest, like certain things like that. So I try to give them the most out of their sessions when you're
Mhm.
a competitor.
I gotta agree with Zayd on that one. Honestly, I don't really like the personal training anymore. I don't. I mean, I never really loved that part of it, but I'm getting less and less fulfillment out of it. Also, like most people, they don't really want to pay. Like they want to pay the lowest price possible, but they want the highest quality of work, and that's not how life works, man. I think people got to understand that you get what you pay for. Like I don't know. Like I feel like people are willing to spend as much money as they want on shit they want. Like when it comes to fucking buying bottles and perfumes and fucking workout clothes, people drop all kind of money on that. But when it comes to the trainer, oh, how about I pay you next week or like just shit like that. It's silly. You know what I'm saying? I don't
yeah,
know. This is what you do for a living. Even like with the coaching, right? Like out of every 50 messages I get, maybe literally like five of them actually follow through, right? It's always the other day somebody asked on my questionnaire, how much is your coaching? Almost every time somebody leaves with that, they never actually sign up. Like that's the only thing they're concerned with. How much is he costing? Like they didn't ask anything else. You know what I'm saying? They didn't ask. I felt like when I go to a coach, I'm already ready to pay, unless they say $5,000. I don't know about $5,000, but but like, what's up, Stu?
Hey, dude. Sorry I'm late. I
No,
just
you're
got off
good.
another podcast with David.
Mhm.
David. Fuck.
Uh-huh.
The Polish guy.
We've only been off for like 3 minutes, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we just got on.
Party can start now, boys.
Yeah. I got to check that podcast out. But yeah, so usually people they'll take you they'll take you to, like through the ringer, right? Okay, so what do you charge? And you give them what you charge. Okay, yeah, right now I'm in my off season. I got that, I'm good with that. Do you do cycle advice? It's like, yeah, I do everything. Okay, cool, because that's where I really need help. It's like, no, bro. Like I looked at your pictures. The cycle is not your issue. You need everything, okay? But I just want to wait until I'm like,
Jesus.
exactly. I want to wait till I'm really in my cut to get a coach. It's like, nah, you need a coach right now, bro. Like it's not working. It's just not working. So that shit annoys me. They want a coach only for 8 weeks. They come to you. They're small. They have no muscle. They're soft, but they want to pay you minimum prices. Like, oh, man.
Well, on that note, we're creeping up on January here. So if you are going to be doing a local show in the spring and you're skinny fat right now, you should probably hire somebody like, I don't know, Beatty or me or whoever the fuck else is here that coaches people.
I think
everybody look like doo-doo.
I think everybody on the podcast coaches, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Guess who hit me up for coaching, Beatty?
The lad?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Who?
Wait, who did? Who?
Some guy, dude. Like we know him from the gym, but literally, if you are a coach, he probably hits you up for coaching. He bounces off coaches every other week, and he tries to like literally coach hop. And even when he's with a coach, he will ask you, all about, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? If I switch to you, what are you gonna do different?
Yeah. Like if he's with Zayd right now, he's gonna DM me and ask me, hey, what do you think about this? He'll DM Compton or message Compton. Hey, he worked with Compton, he worked with me, he worked with Zayd, he worked with just Eric.
Dude, he didn't work with me. I didn't accept him as a client. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not the guy for you, bro. I didn't accept him. I said, I'm sorry, because I saw that, so I didn't want to be a part of his train,
Yeah. I think his first coach was Eric. So he worked with Konevsky. Yeah, he worked with Konevsky back then. Yeah. Well,
so you can only imagine, Stu.
I know he don't do what he does to himself, but
but he doesn't. But it's still pretty intense, right? The good thing is that he's honest. He's really brutally honest, but it's still a bit aggressive. Now it does work because as long as you do everything else right, like I said, high drugs can work if you're doing everything else perfect. I just don't think you necessarily need to do it. I think you can get the same results on even less, but you know what it is. At the end of the day, people, everybody's gonna do what they want. But yeah, he coach hops and he'll ask everybody a question until he gets the answer he's looking for. So if he wants to do a gram of Tren, he'll ask everybody until somebody basically.
He'll ask Zayd. Zayd'll be like, "Well, I did it." So
yeah,
that's why he hit me up.
Yeah, probably.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. How's your off season going, Zayd? Did you start yet?
Not yet. No, February 1st. I'm going to Dubai not this Sunday, but the following Sunday.
Yeah.
So I have to spend some time with my mom, dude. I haven't seen her in years, and when I get to see her, it's very like a week on that day. So I have to focus just to be present. And after I come back, I'll be in the bubble again.
I want to see this.
Stopping. Yeah.
I want to see Zayd's first official off season.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm trying to keep it as fucking lean as I can right now. So
you can push it.
Exactly. The last thing I want to be is fat right now. Kill your sensitivity and stuff.
Hey, you Zayd. So yes, you got a place in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna head out there, like all of us, for the Dubai Pro, right?
Yeah.
Get some of that
Hell
sweet,
yeah,
sweet
brother.
prize money. What is it, 50 grand for first place?
That's
Uh,
crazy, right?
That's a lot of money,
yeah.
bro.
Wow.
That's
Some
good.
oil
Oh,
chic stuff.
well,
And
now,
guess
now that
what?
you,
It's tax free, bro. So you cash it there. They gave it to you. They give it to you cash, I think, and you're good.
Everything can be
damn,
tax free if you don't report it.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember Lebroni back in the day. He would cash in all these European shows. They would pay him cash for first place prizes, and he would come back with in the US with a bunch of fucking cash that he has to smuggle in. Dexter used to
Yeah,
tell
that's
me.
the problem. You got 50 grand in cash. You got to do something with.
Yeah.
hey guys,
Maybe they
where
give you like gold bars or something. You can shove it up your ass.
And if you ever want to do it, dude, if you 25, we can we can plan that out, dude. No problem.
That would be
You
such a
know.
sick bro trip. Like
It
go
really would.
crash at Zayd's place, just
And my
ruin
mom
it, you
sleeps at
know.
6, so she's good. You know. You and I, we have 3 rooms. So you take one room. I'm in one room, and
We can
my
share a
mom
bed,
lives there.
Zayd.
No, no, it's
Well,
I'll share,
halal.
man. I'll share, man.
that's not okay in Dubai, actually. Never mind.
yeah, be
Throw me out of
careful.
the country.
Yeah.
All right, since you mentioned it,
Schedule.
let's check out the schedule. So of course we got the Arnold trifecta: Columbus, UK, Brazil, Brazil. We
Brazil.
got Brazil, and we got the Detroit. I think that was good timing for the Detroit Pro, right? Because you got the Arnolds and you got the Detroit Pro. So if people are doing the Arnold, they could just jump in. You know what I'm saying? So as like a promoter, that's a good idea because anybody doing the Arnold could just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just jump in the Detroit Pro because I'm in shape already." And then we got
Hopefully.
The Emerald Cup.
Yeah, the Emerald Cup, that's in my backyard. I'm gonna be
That's
guest
your
posing
show.
there. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
Masters Pro division they got there. It's an amateur show with a
Oh,
Masters show afterwards.
no open.
Yeah, there's no men's open, but I mean it's Masters Open.
Okay,
So
okay.
I mean,
It's kind of
if
open.
if Paul wanted to do it, he could fucking do it if he wanted.
He could. Yeah. Well, you got to be over 40 or 35. You're not sure.
What is this? Does it say? I thought it was 40.
Bro,
Paul's about to be 44, so
it got to be 40, bro. I don't like this 35 and up thing. 35, bro. That's like your prime. Like that's not
they do
masters.
started at 35.
I don't get that shit, bro. That's not weird to you guys.
That's
35 is
early.
masters,
I mean, if you
bro.
haven't turned pro by a certain age, like if you haven't turned pro by the time you're 35,
Mhm.
it's like might not happen by then, you know?
Good point. Good
So
point.
like for amateurs, it kind of makes sense, but for pros, like 40 plus makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it depends when you started training and what the issue is. If it's like a structural issue, it's not gonna happen. If it's
Yeah.
not gonna happen. No. All right. Then you got the New York Pro, Steve. You got Cali. Everybody's doing the Cali, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wherever the fuck it is. I
It
don't
says
know
San
if it's
Diego here.
Yeah, it
I'm
says San
pretty sure it's
Diego
going to be in
there,
San Diego because it was
but
in
it says
Anaheim.
Anaheim. Well, it says Anaheim on the muscle contest website, and that wasn't for 2023. That was for 2024.
I
So
don't.
either they haven't changed it, or I don't know what's going on.
I don't want to go to San Diego, but I will. It would have been a lot cooler in Anaheim. All right.
Yeah.
And Stu is going to do the Korea Pro. We the same day
What are
or the
flights to
following day.
Korea? Let's see. I'm gonna look that up, bro.
And then he's gonna fly back and do the Toronto Pro. He's gonna do every show this year.
Every
All right,
single one.
Spain.
Gonna win all of them. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's only $1,200 to get to Korea.
That's not bad.
Ooh.
You know,
Good bribe.
I've talked to a couple of Korean guys here in the States, and apparently I have like a significant Korean fan base. I don't know
Yeah.
why. but like
it's your
they
serious face.
they like the beef stew over there.
They think you're like part Asian. That's why.
Bro.
Didn't you say that on the other podcast?
I'm not part Asian.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, it was Thomas or Carlos.
Carlos.
Asian.
I just say that to everybody off season who you know, basically. All right, Dubai Pro is was that racist? Was that a racist joke?
Nah, not to say to everybody.
All right, Dubai Pro men's bodybuilding. That's July 12th, 14th. Okay.
We have all the races on the podcast, so how could it be racist?
That's good point. Yeah, you're right.
All the good ones.
Because we got Stu is part Korean, you know. We got Joe. Joe is mixed as well. Zay kind of looks like he's like Russian or something, but he's Arab.
I did the DNA test, dude. It's 75% Habibi, 25% white.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You got like don't you got like red hair?
In my beard, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You don't see that often, do you? Right?
No, in Syria and like Afghanistan, there's a lot of redheads, actually.
Really?
It's very, very unusual. Like they have very pale skin. And I know in Afghanistan, at least, I don't know about Syria, but there's a bunch of like, they're like Caucasus people, you know, from the mountains in like southern Russia and shit. So just migrate over there.
I could see that. All right, Chicago Pro, Tampa. These are the normal shows that we usually have. Did they say how many shows are on it? It looks like quite a bit of shows. Oh, but then you got master shows, UK Pro, Miss Olympia. Oh, okay, and they got the Post-Olympia. Oh, because the Olympia moved up. Okay.
Yeah, it's October now. There's 3 shows in the UK now. There's UK Pro Men's Bodybuilding. There's the Europa, which is in London this year. And then there's, obviously the Arnold UK. So they're going to have a lot of chances to get in, which is cool.
Yeah. Wait, what am I looking at? Okay, Miss Olympia Vegas, back in Vegas, 12th. Okay. Looks good to me. Are any of you looking to do more than one show, regardless of outcome?
Oh, yeah.
Like, but if you win a show, are you going to continue to compete?
I mean, maybe. Like, competing's fun. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I really enjoy going to the events and the expos and talking to people and stuff. But
that part is, I think that part is fun. But being on 1,500 calories is not super fun.
Some of us don't have to do that, Beatty.
Yeah.
I mean, right now my plan. I don't know if Joe's doing any more shows, but my plan is New York, Cali, Toronto. So that first chunk of 3. And then what's the next one? Chicago, Tampa, and Texas. And there's like 6 weeks in between that first set and the second set of shows.
Depending on how the Cal goes, I think I want to do Tampa as well.
But
Tampa's a cool show. It's pretty well run.
Yeah. Joe, if you win the show, would you continue competing?
No, I would get ready for the Olympia.
I feel like with you, Joe, you're still trying to make improvements, right? So you don't want to like compete too often, basically, right?
Yeah, I would take advantage because it's like 5 months in between the Cal and the Olympia, so there's enough time to either do a rebound or come off right away into a mini like push.
Yeah.
So
I don't have that confidence, bro. I'm planning for the worst. Getting second calls
just in case.
Speak it into existence.
Do you guys know if Jonathan Withers is still with Compton?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Last time I talked to him, I believe he wasn't.
If he coached himself, or you don't know really.
The last show he did, he coached himself.
Okay. Yeah, so self coaching could be rough. I mean, how many people self coached have you seen do like really well?
During
I
the
would have
Yates.
to. Oh yeah, back then. But back then, they just didn't call them coaches, but they had people that they would like go to and ask. You know what I'm saying? They had people that they would go to and be like, hey, do I look good? Do I look ready? And they'd be like, oh, push to do a little more cardio. So most of them had that person. You know what I'm saying? But like completely self coached, I would say Compton and Dennis Wolf are one of the
I
few
didn't know
people who
Dennis
look.
was coached himself.
Yeah, toward like the last what five. I think Stu would know better. Stu does this podcast. The last like 5-6 years, right? Dennis was coach himself.
Yeah, he was with Patrick for a little bit, Patrick Tour, and he did not have a good experience with him, if I
Yeah,
recall.
Yes, I thought. I thought he was with Patrick.
Yeah,
yeah, but
and he
but but
didn't
he
like
but
that.
he only helped him once. Patrick only he was with. Remember he was with Chad. He was with Milos. Then he was with Chad. Then he tried Patrick. He wasn't feeling it, and then he was like, "Fuck it." He said after Patrick, he didn't want to coach anymore. No
Didn't he
offense to
like
Patrick.
blow
No
up
offense to
with
Dennis.
Milos? Like, did he get really big in that off season with Milos?
Yeah, I mean he was big on stage too, but not sharp. He wasn't in shape. He was
Yeah,
like just
Milos
really really
Milos
slow.
likes to talk about like when they loaded him for one of the Olympias on like it's like 5 days of shitloads of carbs and tons of insulin. He was like super full and big, but didn't have any lines in his glutes.
No,
So
he didn't have
just
it. No.
Milos maxing.
But you know what happens? It works in the beginning, right? Because it gets them noticed. Because that's kind of what got Dennis noticed. Like, oh, look at this guy. He has a
Yeah.
great structure and a lot of muscle. But you can only, like, realistically, you can only play so high without being shredded, right? If you have a good enough structure like Samson and Dennis, you get the eyes. So same thing with Samson, right? He got the eyes from getting that big, but now it's like until he brings the level of detail, he can't pass that. He can't step to that next level. And then it's the same thing. Then he's gotten as high as I think third, right? Like
The
Samson as
Olympia.
well.
Yeah.
Third,
Yeah,
2014. Yeah.
yeah. But to get to that next level, which would be winning the whole thing, there's a certain level of detail that is going to be hard to do with those insulin carb loads. You know what I'm saying?
And he's
Yeah.
also stuck in there competing with Phil Heath and Kai Green. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, well, I mean, if he competed right now, he could win. You know, he would still need a little bit more detail in the glutes and hams against Lunsford though. But I mean, he would be a lot wider, a lot taller. I don't know. You can't really compare generations, man. It's impossible to know for sure.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I'm a
saying?
big fan of his physique though. Like I
Bro,
really like him.
Hey, super random, but you know what I always forget is that William Bonac was second in the world in 2019.
yeah,
I forget
he
that,
was.
but it's crazy. He was second.
He was. I mean,
He's starting
arguably,
prepping.
yeah. I just saw some pictures of him.
Yeah.
Um,
Apparently he's
but
working with Stefan, that Austrian guy.
really?
Oh,
David just told me that just a minute ago on our podcast.
So all of a sudden, everybody's working with the same guy, huh?
I guess, yeah.
Like we hadn't heard of him, and all of a sudden he had no open bodybuilders, and now he has like 10.
And now Cameron Cheek is coaching everybody, and fucking Jacoby's coaching every women's physique pro under the sun. Yeah, these things kind of peak and trough. It's weird like that, isn't it?
People just flock. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is about Bonac. Like Bonac stayed with the same coach most of his career, but in general, right? People see somebody who's hot, and everybody flocks to them, but I don't believe it matters. All that matters is this person being a good coach and learning your body. You know what I'm saying? Whether Blue is hot or not, or Compton is hot or not, or Brad Rowe is hot or not, is irrelevant. Like they know your body. They've done this for decades. They can get you in shape. Stick with them. You know what I'm saying? Like working with the next guy doesn't make you better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah. I
I
think
think
I think
that's
coaches get so much goddamn credit when somebody like finally like when Ramy finally won the Olympia, right? Like, yeah, he was more conditioned and he was big and like he happened to be working with Chad that year. and Chad gets
Yeah.
a ton of credit, and Chad's very good, right? But like, someone else could have done that theoretically. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
some magic formula that he finally nailed with him. Like he
Yeah.
had a couple of shows under his belt with him, and like they learned some shit that didn't work, and they did some shit that did work, and it was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Finally
I
got it.
mean, like from what it sounds like, what helped him more was him staying with Dennis James and being forced to pose and do the cardio, and not like skimp on cardio and not, what I'm saying, shit like that. That probably got him in better shape because regardless of who's coaching him, they're all gonna tell him to do the cardio. Like, what I'm saying? This is like they're all gonna tell him to cut the carbs. So him actually adhering to the program 100% with somebody watching him probably helped him even more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not to say, I don't like when people say anybody could have got Phil Heath in shape. Not anybody, but any good coach or any top coach, not top as in popularity, but top as in they know what the fuck they're doing. Yes, could have got him in shape. So it's
Yeah,
kind of give and take. Mhm.
if you're out there looking for secret Krabby Patty formulas and protocols that's gonna make you win, like you're just on the wrong trail. I
Yeah,
mean, every time I've peaked with Blue, it's just been a little bit better each time. We changed like one or two things in the whole peaking
mhm.
process, but
Yeah.
not a ton. And
It's not that deep.
yeah, like, and a guy
Yeah.
like Blue is like he doesn't ride the whole popularity thing. Like he's just been around forever. He coaches a ton of people, and most of
Mhm.
them you've never heard of. Like they're
Yeah.
amateurs. He doesn't like working with pros. Like I think I
Mhm.
might be the only open pro he's working with right now because they're so
Mhm.
dramatic. Like they're
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fucking like he doesn't want to get dragged into that stuff. He's too busy.
And people don't listen. Not even
Yeah.
necessarily the pros, but it can be anybody who maybe at a high level, or even if they're not at a high level, maybe they're popular, right? They have a big following, or whatever reason they just believe like they're like a big deal. They tend to not listen, bro.
Yeah.
Even like rich guys who are really successful, like a lot of them, like you're talking to them and they're not used to somebody else maybe telling them what to do, and they're just not. They're like half following you. They're not giving you their all, right. Um, I heard Dave Palumbo mention that he said Hani didn't do anything for Chris's physique. He only helped him mentally, something along those lines. But then I'm like, well, his physique definitely was his best package, right? So if what Chris needed to be a better bodybuilder was that mental edge, then he did help his physique, as far as I'm concerned, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
mean Hani should get all the credit because obviously Chris has is the best and he won with Ian, but Ian was also competing, so maybe he couldn't pay. Hani's literally in his hotel room most of the day. Those last couple of days, Ian can't do that because Ian is trying to compete in Olympia too. So, if that mental edge and that attention to detail made you a better bodybuilder, that's part of being a good coach. Listen, man, I've had more of my clients win because I got their mind right. Right, the diet is a diet. This coach couldn't get them to push themselves to the point that I got them to push because I kind of learned what made them tick. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has different thing that makes them tick. So I learned that this guy, okay, he wants to prove everybody wrong because everybody thinks he can't do it. So I keep honing in on that one thing, and then I can get him in shape literally just by changing, just by being able to hone into what makes him think. So I think that's part of coaching. Same with basketball. Like I played football. Like the coaching wasn't just like, hey, do push-ups. It was like, how can I make Beatty tick? That's part of good coaching. So I think that's why Hani is a good coach. I think he pays attention to every little detail, and he knows how to make you tick. I don't even think it's the diet or drugs or anything like that. I think Hani is just the mental. Same with Derek Lunsford, right? We've heard in the past that mentally he was a little bit, maybe not all the way there. He gets with Hani and he wins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's important.
Honey's very good at peaking people too, though. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Listen, it's easy to say that, but you try working with this. I mean, because Derek Lunsford wasn't winning. He wasn't even winning 212 before Honey. Think about that. He got fourth, right, at one point. So it's easy to say anybody can do it until the guy comes to you and you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We got I think we can make today like a question podcast since there's like no relevant topics right now, and I feel like we should do a better job with the questions because I get a bit.
Yeah,
I've been getting
and
quite a bit of questions.
we answered like 900 questions about rebound and calories.
Yeah,
So,
word. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we gotta do less of that. Also, okay, I think 99% of people can tell when we're being sarcastic, especially me and Stu. But I still, every once in a while, I get people be like, "Oh, do you really feel like you don't care about the consequences of drugs?" It's like, of course we do. Like, what the fuck? That's a joke. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my
Like,
God.
if you can't catch a joke, we're literally laughing. Like,
Well,
we're
you talked
laughing.
about blood work on here and shit. You won't do things until you get your blood work right and stuff.
Exactly.
These people
you
are
know?
autistic, dude. They don't pick up on social cues.
So
Idiots.
just for that, just for that 1% of people, I got a preface to say, don't. First of all, this is not fucking medical advice at all to begin with. So don't take any of our fucking advice.
definitely not.
Dr. Beatty?
Yeah, exactly. So don't take any of our advice. But if you do, like, you should be able to separate when we're
If you
joking.
do, you should take mine. I'm the most reckless.
I don't know.
Shit, I'm
That was
taking your
sarcasm
advice.
for you fucking smooth-brained retards in the audience.
Like,
And I think it's more than 1%. With all due respect,
yeah, you might
it's
be
like
right on that one.
significantly more than 1%.
Listen, like we literally bust out laughing every time we make a joke, so it's not that hard to catch a joke. But you never know, man. You never know. All right, let's pull some stuff up. I'm gonna try to avoid the same questions. Sarm Goblin's son or Jim Thought daughter?
Definitely the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it?
Sarm Goblin's son or Jim Thought daughter?
Oh, the sun all day. Fuck that shit, bro.
Yeah, we can't have no thoughts.
No thoughts,
All right.
and at
Hey,
least there's hope.
I've been watching Wife Swap. You ever watch that show?
Oh my God, dude. I seen
There's
it
some little sluts on
recently.
that shit, bro. Like, and the dads are just cool with it. Oh, what the fuck's wrong with you guys?
Well, so some people are like, I think some people are like into that shit. But like they're swapping wives or daughters. What are they swapping?
They swap wives, but they like when they swap, they take on the kids of the other parents, and some of them are just terrible, bro. Like some people shouldn't be parents ever.
No, I think when you have a child, they should give you like a mental like evaluation before they send the kid home with you. You know,
for real.
They really should. So some of these parents, bro, I don't know how they do it. Okay.
You watch it, Zayd?
You don't know how.
You see
don't know
that
how
girl
they
that
make
quit?
babies?
She was crying in the gym because she couldn't work out for 5 hours.
Yeah.
She swapped lives with a model, and the model works out for 5 hours in the gym. And this other old lady was crying in the gym because she doesn't want to work out for 5 hours. You know? Yeah. Basically, what they do is that you copy this exact same lifestyle of the opposite family. So, if I would do it, somebody would else have to be a bodybuilder, and they have to live your day. You know, and that's the whole show.
Yeah, they just have to do it for a week, and then they do their lives for the other week. So it's 2 weeks long.
Damn.
Yeah.
We should do something like that. We should do a video. Me and Stu swap diets, or Joe and Zayd swap diets, something like that.
I was gonna say maybe I can switch with Joe.
I wonder if there's like a.
Bro, you don't
there's
want
like
this diet.
There should be like a gay guy version of that show, where like
a gay version.
yeah, where like they swap husbands, and I'll bet nothing would change. Like it would
Same
just
shit.
be like carrying on doing the same shit.
Same shit, yeah.
That's a little sus, but it's okay.
It would have to be Zayd and Joe switch, and me and Stu, because I feel like me and Zayd eat less than you guys. You're gonna be hungry as hell. I mean, you guys might enjoy it actually.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna enjoy that shit. Okay.
Shit, I'll be white for a week. I'll do that.
It's pretty great over here.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
You're probably gonna get promoted the first day you come over.
That's right.
Hey, serious story.
Uh-huh.
I had a job as a mat roller like, well, I was applying. This is where I was trying to work for a warehouse. I was like 19.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting down with the manager of the plant, and the GM comes in, straight up white dude, like gray hair, like all that. Comes in, he's like, "Hey, what are you applying for? One of our drivers, our sales reps?" And I was like, "Oh no, a mat roller." He was like, "Mat roller?" He's like, "Why are you doing that?" He's like, you could be doing sales." And I was like, "Oh, it's my age," because there was like an age limit. And it was in that moment I was like, "Wow, white privilege is fucking real." Hey, I shit you not. True story.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I turned 21, they promoted me like 3 times.
They didn't see your they didn't see your last name, bro.
No, I hit it.
But you look more white than Stu. If it was Stu, he probably wouldn't have got no promotion.
The racially ambiguous thing is kind of fun too, because like people don't know how sus they can be around you, until you start saying racist shit.
And then they're like, "Oh, okay, he's cool.
All right, he's cool.
Oh, this guy's cool.
One of us.
All right.
Join in. You got to join in. Yeah,
it's one of the boys."
Bro, but for some serious shit though, it's pretty nice over here, Zayd. It is.
That's hilarious.
But listen, I kind of get a glimpse of that world when I'm shredded and without a beard, so people mistake me for a white guy.
I mean,
shouldn't get fat then, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's the motivation.
With that beard, though, it's a different story.
yeah, very different.
And your accent, it sounds ambiguous too. It doesn't sound all the way Arab. You can hear Arab, but it sounds ambiguous as well.
Yeah, if you don't know what an Arab guy sounds like, you wouldn't know.
Straight up, I didn't know what Zayd was till you guys said it.
I only knew it because I had that buddy who's from Qatar, and they're all kind of the same,
Yeah. In the
I would have
comments,
guessed Zayd to be Egyptian. That would have been my guess.
Egyptian? Shit. Yeah. I wish the genetics they got, bro, it's incredible.
Yeah.
He's not dark enough. He's not dark enough.
Yeah.
Way darker.
Yeah.
Qatari is for the money. I would switch for that, for the fucking salary. No problem.
Bro. My buddy, he's a pro over there. He's like the only Qatari pro, and he was working as like a project engineer for the World Cup stadium. And he was working a decent amount, but like, bro, he makes so much fucking money there. It's absurd. And he still lives with his parents and stuff too. He's got like a whole gym built out in his home there. It's crazy.
Damn.
The average income for Qatari citizens is $130,000. That's the average.
Holy shit! That's pretty good.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's a good average.
Yeah.
Are there any other pros from Syria? Do you know if they are?
Dude, no. For bodybuilding, no. For classic physique, yes. Yeah. There's one that died 3 years ago. He placed third at the Cali behind Dallas and Brad.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Second place. 2015 Cali Pro. Second place finisher. He was a Syrian guy who was a professional, but he died in a car crash. But
what's his name?
There are other Firas something. Just Google 2015 Cali Pro, the one that Dallas won. Yeah,
that's sad. He passed away. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but so many people passed away that in the last not even maybe 5 years, bro. It's crazy. Like the amount, because you almost forget, right? Like the way that the brain works is you don't continue to remember these things until somebody brings it up. But a lot of people have died, bro. Like not even just in bodybuilding, just in general, bro. It's insane. Sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, it's ridiculous.
Michael Dabul from the classic physique division, he's Syrian.
Oh, he is. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
he's kind of he's a little ambiguous too. Like I couldn't really. I thought it was Michael the Bull. I thought it was like a nickname. I didn't realize his name. His actual name is the Bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's an Arabic word. Yeah, it's translated to English. It has a meaning in Arabic, so that's why. Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
It's just a last name, family name, basically. It's in Arabic, Dabul. not like the
it
say,
doesn't.
say it with your throat. Tabul.
Yeah.
Get it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So but it doesn't actually mean the bull, and it doesn't translate to that.
No,
Okay.
No.
You know who else said that? Stan the long Jew. Stanimal is actually like a French word. It's not like he said, I'm Stan, I'm an animal, Stanimal, right? It means something actually. You know, he said that on like a different podcast. He like Stanimal means like, I don't know, like good work or some shit like that. It means something completely different, but he kind of used it as like Stanimal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But is his name Stan?
Huh?
Is his name Stan?
Yeah, his name is Stan though.
Stan. He's an animal. That's a fucking lie.
It works. All right, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, he's been doing this shit for so long now. That high level.
Yeah,
and all the different divisions.
Just consistently, just gaining. So
there's one left, Stu, which is the wheelchair division.
Goodness.
That's the only one he is.
My goodness.
He might.
No, I'm just saying. There's one more.
Later on in his career, maybe he'll try it out.
I'll be right here with him.
All right, average GH range for high level amateurs, open pros, when to push and when to scale back. We could start with let's start with Zayd.
GH, the most I've done was 8 IUs. 8.
That's pretty good dose.
Yeah, and I looked phenomenal, to be honest. And the lowest I've done was 2 IUs. Mm-hmm. And I think when it comes to when to pull back, it depends on your body composition and depends on your goal, you know. Mm-hmm. And I personally don't cut GH unless I'm hurting financially. But when I'm not, I'm taking it. But when I'm off. Yeah, unless, like, you know what I mean. Yeah, when I'm not off my cycle, I'm taking GH all the way through, but not more than 8. 8 is at peak contest cycle, but during the off season or the time between shows that I did, it would be 4 to 6 IUs a day. Yeah.
Do you come off of it like your post cycle?
Yeah, like right now, I'm not taking it. Yeah, just to save for the cycle when it comes, you know, because fuck, dude, Sarcasm at $750 as kit in LA is stupid.
Don't even do Sarcasm, bro. At this point, it's just ridiculous.
It's just a flex. Like people just take that shit to flex, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, imagine just taking pictures of it like on your bed, like fucking, like look
with a watch next to it and stuff. Yeah,
fucking Rolex watch. I'm gonna have a fucking Lamborghini with the fucking Saracens on the seat.
just bricks and that stuff. Bricks.
Like this, the fucking Saracen phone. I'm like this. All right, let's go. Let's go, Joe.
Good stuff.
What was the question?
Oh shit, I don't even remember. Average GH. Yeah, average GH range.
I would say on average, I would say 6 to 8 IUs. I recently started taking 10, and I didn't even get to take it that long. I ran out, and I need a new plug. So, anybody out there?
I got several.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shoot me a DM. Shoot me a DM, Joe.
I said anybody out there, they don't have to be on this podcast.
Shoot me a DM. I'm gonna link you up with the right guy. It's not me, by the way. It's just the right guy.
You're not a doctor.
No, I'm not a doctor, but my friend knows a guy.
But yeah, the most I got to was 10. I took it for a while, and my hands just hurt. So 8 was my favorite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
8 was like, the best for me so far.
Like max bulk. Do you feel that your hands hurt regardless of how much GH you're taking at some point?
They don't hurt. They're just like super tight, like
tingly,
really puffy feeling. Like, so when I make a fist, I feel like I can't close it all the way.
Yeah. Even like my grip, like deadlift grip, it goes down at some point just because they're so. Even when I do like any presses with the bar, look at my fucking palm, bro.
Yeah, man, my girl shook your hand.
That's
And she was like,
disgusting.
"What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, it gets kind of so like I could barely grip the bar when I do like a free weight bar. I don't think I'm gonna do any more like free weight bar benches. I think I'm gonna do dumbbells, Smith machine, and hammer strength. Something about the free weight bar, it just doesn't. I can't connect with it no more, bro. I just can't. Which is weird because I've always loved incline barbell bench. Flat, I never connected with it. But incline, I've always been strong, always connected with it. I can't get strong at it anymore, and I can't connect with it. So I'm like, if I can't progress and I don't get a good pump, what the fuck am I doing it for? Like to me, it's like if it feels good, you get a good pump and you can progress. That's how you grow. So
Yeah,
if
like,
I can't do, huh?
What if it looks cool? I think it looks cool.
It
That's
does.
Yeah, but
That's the most important thing, actually.
Well, it would
This is
look
the
cooler.
moment where Stu's kidding people.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
being sarcastic.
okay, the deadpan thing,
Just
you
in
guys have to
case.
get used
Just in
to it.
case.
This is just like, I'm not serious. Like,
Yeah, like let's say if I could at least if I was still pretty strong at it, at least I could just use it as like a flex, like like I'm inclining 4 1/4. Look at me, but I can't even do that no more. Like it hurts now, and I get no pump, and I'm getting weaker at it at this point. I was doing 4 plates on incline like at like 22 years old. Now I'm not. I can't do 4 on it anymore. So
You know
the
that
fuck am I
machine
doing?
that I just posted where I fucking stacked all the plates on?
I like that
you
shit. It
asshole.
feels
That I was gonna say that machine is fucking
feels good.
awesome. Like for it being pretty much it's almost a flat.
It is.
So that's what me
Yeah.
and Paul use for our flat press.
Yeah.
But it like converges together and it stretches you really far. So
The-
it's really good to
Yeah.
overload your chest.
You like that? Stretches real far.
Yeah, as far as I can go.
Yeah, no, but that machine, I used it once, I think, at the old location, the old Fit Nation. It feels good. You can load up the weight, no pain. I mean, that's what you're looking for. Like, I mean, also when you use the bar, you can't converge, right? So you can't actually get a squeeze. That's why I don't lock out with a bar, because if you're locking out here, you're not really getting a squeeze. You're just like, the fuck is that? You have to converge to get a squeeze. So it almost, huh?
Oddly enough, it feels like you can, when I'm doing a Smith press on a good
Mhm.
Smith machine, it feels like you can squeeze that
Better,
more
yeah.
so than, I guess, because you're not focused on stabilizing this shit all the way out here when you're
Mhm.
doing an incline barbell, and you can like
Yeah.
focus on squeezing things more.
Also, the bar path doesn't really change. Whereas if you do an incline bench, the bar is kind of coming like here,
And it
right?
like comes down and up. That's exaggerated, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not straight up
Exactly.
and down.
So it's a little bit different, but
But it looks cool as fuck. So it's always that, man. Always that.
how did we even get there? We're talking
Hey,
about
Larry
bench.
Wheels never tore his pec, huh? Doing those heavy ass flat presses.
No,
That's
but
crazy.
what it is, one thing I noticed about him, right? I noticed this really early on, right? So most big benchers, they have like certain gifts to make them bench heavy, right? They usually have like, like a big triceps, right? You'll see a guy with a big stomach, big triceps, because what they're doing is they'll rest the bar on their stomach, they'll kick it up with their hips, and they'll catch it with their triceps. Because nobody's chest can bench 700 pounds. Nobody's chest is that strong. It has to be a technique. Lowry's technique is he doesn't have big triceps, right? He has a big chest, but most importantly, he has a big back. He rests his triceps on his lat. His lats are so big, or at least at his prime, they were so big that he rests his tricep on his lats. So he gets like a spot, his
Stretch
his lat
reflex.
spot. Exactly. So
Yeah.
I think that was his thing. And he had a good arch for a guy with that's that big. Most of us couldn't get a good arch in our back. So he was so tight in his traps here, and then his lats were pushing against his triceps. So it was actually really safe. I don't think there was much tension on his chest. I think most of the tension was coming from his like tricep and lat, And he also had good what do you call it? Good like explosion from like his legs, good leg drive. He would do like a kick, like an extension at the bottom. So you got to keep in mind when these people are doing these really heavy benches, it's not the chest they're using, even though he did have a big chest. Nobody can. Ronnie Coleman was probably the only one that was benching 500 with all chest and nothing else. Like he was literally this wide and was doing this, Like there was no
Yeah.
movement in his lower body, no arch, flat back, and just doing this. So
It's so sick when you think about it. Like
yeah,
just
yeah,
having your shoulders be able to handle that stuff is insane.
it's insane, you know. But yeah, so but I think as a bodybuilder, the issue with that is that if you're benching for bodybuilding purposes, you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position to get hurt. So as you progress, you're probably going to get fucked up at some point. So you would have to bench like a power lifter to be safe. But if you bench like a power lifter, you're not really overloading your chest to the full potential. That's why most coaches say, like, why even bother? You know, we all bench like in the beginning just because literally, like what Stu said, because it looks cool and for our egos. That's
It's
the only
actually,
reason we.
and it's fun, dude. Like
That's
it's
literally
fun.
the only reason. None of us were benching because we're like, whoa, I connect so well with the bench press and I'll put on 5 inches on my chest. Like nobody's
It-
saying that.
Dude, when you're 18 and you start lifting weights, you don't know what connecting with a muscle is.
No
I don't
clue.
care
I
how
have
many
no idea.
TikTok videos you watch, like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
It takes a
Yeah.
long time to develop that, which is fine, but like
it does. So it takes us to get to a point where we're like, okay, why the fuck am I benching? Like, am I here to train my ego or am I here to win shows? And then once you realize that, you're like, who cares? Nobody cares how much you can bench. And there's probably some 19-year-old kid who benches double what you bench anyway. So it doesn't matter if you post it, nobody cares because that guy is benching 7 plates. You know, so you can't even outdo you. You know, it's like so if you think you're gonna post it to get views, nobody cares if you're 250 benching, 4 or 5 because they're that fucking teenager benching fucking 500, so it's, for bodybuilding, benching isn't going to do much for you.
you know what people do care about?
What's that?
They don't care about it. Heavy lateral raises, like those are super cool.
You got pretty strong side delts.
I
I
I
noticed
don't
that.
know why, but like I am good at lateral raises, bro.
It just is, yeah. Some
All
things
right.
just are. So yeah, some things just are like for Joe it's pressing, you know. For me, I feel like back any row movement or curls, and it's not because you're trying to get strong, you just are,
But I
or
mean,
like
if you were repping out 4.25 or something on anything, like that's strong. When you
yeah,
were
for
younger,
sure.
that's pretty
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
strong. I've never done that before.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't, but you gotta also at that point, I was popping super draws and anadrols all day,
You
just
stopped?
yeah, yeah.
You let the
So
dream go.
at that point,
What
I
the
was just
fuck?
doing random. I was just doing random shit. So was
You're
that?
not willing to do whatever it takes, bro. Not.
but was that being strong or was that a very young angry man on a lot of androgens?
Both
Hey,
for me.
how do you think we get good at this shit, man? Like
Exactly.
we all started somewhere, and probably in the same
We
place.
channel that anger into heavy shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I personally have like gotten a lot less angry over the years as a person,
Mhm.
and it's translated to like in the gym. I sometimes have trouble like developing the level of intensity that I used to.
I know what you
Do you
mean.
guys
I know
have
what you
you?
mean.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like
I know
I
exactly
I
what
feel
you're
I
like
talking
I
about.
agree
can.
completely. Yeah.
I still like
Hmm.
I can still train effectively. I can still train to failure, train intense, but like it's not the same kind of like full body experience where you're just
Hmm.
like, it's like an emotional ride when you're done with
Yeah.
a set of
You don't get
squats.
that euphoric feeling anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
You're just
Honestly,
angry.
I think it comes from now that you are established, now that you are Mr. USA, now that you have all these things around you, people have a lot of respect for you. But when you're growing up, you are a nobody. You're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to be someone. And I think even in the music industry, this is relevant because young rappers experience the same things when they're coming up trying to prove themselves, they produce the best albums, the best music. Once they start getting that fame and the titles and the money, the fucking quality dips.
Yeah.
I'm not
Complacency
saying
kills,
your
dude.
yeah, I'm just saying
I
that
mean,
the instinct
I've
is not
felt
there
it. No, you're
anymore.
right. You're absolutely right. Like I felt it creeping in. It's like I enjoy training hard, but like it's hard to push yourself as hard as I did 2 or 3 years ago in the gym when I'm worried about getting injured and like, well, I already have a lot of muscle. Do I really need to do this quite that hard? But like you still need to do some of that shit to like get to the next level because there's always a next level. I don't know. It's just been something I've
For me,
noticed.
I just talked to Paul about this yesterday when we were training because we went really heavy and shit, but it was like precise heavy. It wasn't like we were just throwing things around. So it's lifting with purpose. So it's more like a job. Like whereas I tell everybody there's a difference between working out and training. When you're training, that's just not really that fun. Like it's strategic, it's precise, you have to make sure it's effective. It's not really fun when it's like
training,
like just planned.
Training in your early 20s is nothing but fun. But at that point, like Zay said, right, you're not doing it for like as like a career, right? You're not doing it because you're established or you want to be established. You're literally doing it just because it's fun. That's it. So somebody be like, oh, maybe you should slow the reps down. Maybe you should, and you're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing that because it's more fun for me to bounce this bitch off my chest and do half reps, So that's what you're gonna do. But I will say that even though maybe the intensity isn't as high from like an emotional standpoint, I believe we're still getting better workouts because, like you said, we're connecting now. Yeah, because we couldn't connect before. So I think being less emotionally attached actually allows us to train more optimally. But like you also said, there has to be a level of intensity there. If you're completely just no intensity, then that won't help. But if you can just muster,
I think the thing that I'm struggling with personally is like you go into the gym, you train precisely, you know what you're doing, train with intensity, check all those boxes, right? But it's not like an emotional experience. Like, oh, sorry, I do that sometimes. It's not like an emotional experience like
I had
it
to
used to
challenge
be.
you.
And it's not like it doesn't feel as meaningful.
It does not
make sense.
It does
And because everything seems like it matters so much when you're 22. And you do have a chip on your shoulder. Like I lost that show and I want to fucking prove everyone wrong next time. And I'm gonna do it again next time. And like you get to a point where it's like, you lose it. I mean, overall, like I'm a happier person vastly, but like
you don't have that same, but you know who still has that? Like he's 21, fucking Martin Fitzwater. He still has that like 18-year-old fucking like, yo, balls to the wall, like I gotta win, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like part of me is like I kind of like that, but maybe from an emotional standpoint, it's probably not healthy for you, if we're being honest.
But not as an adult. Not as an adult.
Yeah, because you're gonna be like, you're gonna be anxious. You're gonna be a little stressed out. Whereas, I just like we said, I just don't feel that way anymore. When I go to the gym, I'm not there like, oh, I'm gonna fuck up these weights and oh, I can't wait to deadlift. Honestly, I'm like, these deadlifts are gonna fucking suck, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I need to get a bigger back.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Or like leg day. I used to love this squat. Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna go down. My knees are gonna be sore. I'm gonna be out of breath.
Days beforehand. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna destroy myself.
Yeah. But like looking at my phone, like how much did I squat? What's my PR?
Yeah.
Okay, 6 for 8. Oh, I'm gonna get 10. I got the smelling sauce. Motherfucker. Oh man,
it's the best shit ever,
bro. Back then, I would want everybody to see me. So I would go at prime time. Everybody's looking, oh, he's about to put the belt on. Everybody's looking at you. Now I don't want anybody looking at me. Go away. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, but back then it was like a thing, you're bending the bar. But to be honest, bro, like you get, when you get high highs, you get low lows. So back then I would get low lows, but the high, I would literally be in the gym and I would be like, it would be like, I don't know, like a state of like, euphoria, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Euphoric feeling, yeah. And I kind of miss that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't felt that in a long time,
because your brain believes nobody in this fucking gym can do that fucking shit except you.
That's like you nailed it right there. I felt like I was invincible, bro. I felt like nothing, like I could do anything, I could beat up fucking Mayweather if I wanted to. Like in that moment, if Mayweather walked in the gym, I'll fling him across the fucking room. You know what I'm saying? Like I fucking felt unstoppable, and it's a beautiful feeling. I just don't feel that way anymore. I really
the other day when I posted that heavy hack squat, if you watch the whole video the whole way through, I'm like barely able to breathe. And I turn to my left and I look at Paul. I'm like, that was heavy. There was like no excitement. I was like, that was fucking heavy.
Yeah. Leg days nowadays, I'm going in and going out. It's like I'm just like, okay, how can I make this as intense as possible without fucking myself up too bad? You know, and I'm like, okay, my knee. I know my knees are gonna hurt if I do this. I'm gonna post a video today on my Instagram, and I couldn't squat till like my third movement. So I was on the leg extension, bro. I did the entire stack. So I started from one. There's like, I don't know, there's 30 holes on the machine. I did 1, 2, 3, all the way down. And then some of them I had to repeat it. So somewhere halfway, I had to stay there for like a couple sets. So I literally did maybe 50 sets of extensions just to be able to do the pendulum squat. And then after the pendulum squat, I had to do like 5 sets on there just to get my knees warm. Then I went to the squat and I had to do one plate again, 2 plate. I'm like, Paul, what the fuck? I'm not that old. Like, why the fuck do I have to do all of this shit? But it also comes from when I used to squat heavy ass weight, you know, and I wouldn't warm up. I would walk into the gym, put 2 plates, 4 plates, 6 plates, let's go. You know, so I'm kind of paying for that, you know. So now it's like, but it still sucks, bro. Like the leg days, it drains me. And I'm like, I used to do double the volume and double the weight. Why the fuck am I drained from doing it? You know? So it's like, it is what it is, man. I feel like this should be my prime, but I feel like I'm past my prime. I was like, you know,
I'm the same though, bro. I have to do like 10 sets of fucking leg extensions before I start anything.
Yeah.
Maybe you need a big break, bro. Maybe you need 10 days off the gym.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do mentally, but
Wait,
you're
are
right.
you serious?
Yeah, because he's hurting. He's hurting too much.
Because my body.
You're not wrong, but like, dude,
I don't think I can
it's hard
mentally do
to.
that myself.
let's be fucking for real, boys. I mean, it's not.
I don't know if I could do it.
It's not gonna happen.
But like we used to watch Ronnie in his 40s, right? Late 30s, early 40s, training like a fucking. We used to watch Branch in his late 30s. None of us are close to that age.
He still does that shit, dude. He still
you see
does
what I mean? So how the fuck can they do that? And we're here talking like we're 50 years old.
I'm convinced that they just don't show the hurt.
Oh, they're definitely hurting.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like I'm hurting, but nobody knows that when they watch me do the shit I do. I'll walk away and I'll like fucking ache getting out of bed. My girl sees it. Nobody else does.
So imagine what Ronnie was feeling. Like we see it now, you know, like after the fact. But imagine the pain he was in squatting and deadlifting 800 pounds all in the same week, right? Because he was training twice a week. Imagine front squatting 6 plates today, and then in 3 days you're back squatting 8 plates, and then you keep repeating that shit, bro. What the fuck? That's insane, bro.
Just remember, insane. Like everybody at a certain level, and even like not at a certain level, is like they're dealing with shit after they've been doing this for like a decade. Like their knees hurt, their shoulders hurt, they have no cartilage left somewhere. It's like, but they're working their way around. You know, they all wish that they could train like they could when they were 22. But what it goes to show is you don't necessarily have to. You know, go watch John Meadows' videos. He kept on trucking until he was almost 50. You know,
that's wild.
And he's training hard and productively and intensely.
Mm-hmm. You made a post.
1 second, you guys don't believe a good break, 10 days off the gym every 6 to 8 months will do you good?
Oh, of course.
I think that would be smart. It's just not going to happen, bro.
I don't make it happen. I'll go fucking crazy, bro. I will go fucking crazy.
Like, I'll do deloads from time to time. Like I'll go in and like I'll do the same workout, but it's like 60% of the weight, and I'm just kind of like doing fluffy stuff. You know, it's really boring. But
at this point, bro, at this point, like I started working out maybe 9 years old, right? Like with dumbbells in the house. Literally 9 years old, maybe earlier. But in the gym, maybe 13, 14. I probably need 3 months off the gym literally 3 months off the gym. But I'm just not gonna do it, you know. So what we're saying to Zayd is that it definitely would be beneficial to all of us. But realistically, if I haven't done it yet, I'm probably not gonna do it just because mentally I just need the gym for like my mental health. What I do is deloads, but sometimes the deloads it ends up being the same. Like I'll be like, okay, let me do everything. You know, like what I'll do is I'll say, okay, let me do. No, what I used to do, I'll say, let's do everything 20 reps. This way I can't go heavy. But then now I'm hack squatting 6 plates for 20. It's like that's harder than my fucking real workout. Like, you know, that's harder than doing 8 plates for 10. If I'm doing, you know, so if I'm gonna do 70% of the weight for double the reps, I'm like, at that point, I just made it harder, right? Or I'll say, okay, if I usually do 12 working sets, I'm gonna do 6 working sets. But what ends up happening because I'm doing only one top set, I'm going even heavier. I'm like, fuck it, you know, because you know you only have one working set, so you actually push it even harder because you feel even better. So my deloads end up being worse off. So I don't know, man. But
I think like if I make it to the Olympia this year, I'm
Mhm.
probably
When?
gonna take like if you know, I'm gonna take probably like 3 to 5 days after I qualify after that show where I'm just like not training at all.
Mhm.
Stop all the drugs for a little bit, stop everything, try to reset a little bit before running into the show. And then after the Olympia, I'm probably gonna like take a break for like a week and then roll into a rebound because dude, it's gonna be a long year. I know it is. I'm gonna need a break, and I'll probably want it at that point. Like it's just
Yeah,
gonna
you
feel
will.
like shit moving any weight, and then I'll be, you know, excited to train again. But I mean,
Mhm.
you know, we were talking about the passion and everything, and the intensity that we had when we were younger. The fact that it's not quite as emotionally intensive now also means that maybe you can, you know, I would be more comfortable taking 3, 5, 7 days off the gym now than like 4 years ago. Um, because I understand it's overall going to be beneficial and I'll, you know, go read a book or something. I'll do something
Mhm.
different.
The only way I can do it is if, let's say, if I go out the country, or, you know, out of town on
Oh yeah, that's a
vacation,
good idea. Go to
Yeah,
fucking
just
Mexico. Get a
boom,
open bar, relax.
yeah.
It'll be good
Don't
for
think
you.
about the gym. Like, don't even bring your drugs. Leave your drugs at home. Just go cold turkey. Bring some Cialis though, because you're gonna need some Cialis if you,
that's
you
a
know. But
must.
just 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 go
It still
cold
counts as a
turkey.
pump, bro.
Yeah, you might get a pump. No, yeah,
Oh, he'll get a pump.
leave all your drugs at home. Just go, you know, raw, natty human, just
If
a
you're going
natural
to
human being.
Mexico though, like there's going to be a ton of drugs just on the street there. You know, seriously, there's like, I've never been, but I've heard there's like drugstores on every corner. They're selling dick pills and steroids and like blood pressure medications
Sounds
for
like
old
my kind of
people.
place.
Yeah,
The
right.
the only thing, I've been to Mexico. I didn't go to any pharmacies. But one thing I hear is that the quality has been getting really bad.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
quality. There was one point where it was good quality, but now I'm hearing that the quality is pretty bad. But they'll have like a picture of like Phil Heath, and he walk in.
yeah.
Oh, let me here. Let me
I mean,
get D-ball.
it's probably just some dude making it in his bathtub, like everything we get here, except got pretty labels on it. And it's sold, you know, at a store instead of
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah,
car.
exactly. Did you answer the GH question, Stu?
Oh God, the GH question. Yeah, so I mean, I've basically been on 10 units for like close to
10
three
years.
years now.
Mhm.
And I've taken breaks, like dropped it down. You know, when I get close to a show, I drop out GH. When my blood sugars get too high, I'll drop the dose down or drop it out. But I've only had to do that a few times. And GH is a long game. It's like take a significant dose for years and then wait for the results. Like it's going to take a while. So
Mhm.
have deep pockets. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's not complicated either, you know.
Also, if you're asking this question and you've never done GH before, don't start with 10 IUs.
No, work
Because
your way up.
yeah, don't do that because your blood sugar, your hands, it's just not it's not gonna be like a positive if you do that.
Yeah.
Start 2 IUs even. You know, you could probably do 4 IUs, but also I would prefer my clients not. I don't want to say max out the other drugs, but kind of like get a lot from the anabolics first before the GH. I wouldn't say first cycle. Let's throw in before I use the GH. I would do like a few cycles at least, depending on where you are too. If you're a men's physique guy or but I would get a few cycles under your belt, build some muscle from the anabolics before trying to, hop on the GH. Personally, I mean, you don't have to do that. You could do it if you want to, but that would be the way I would go about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need new muscle cells if your current muscle cells are small as shit, right? I mean, let's work on getting your muscle cells a little bigger first before we focus on more muscle cells. You know what I'm saying? So the GH, like you said, the long game, it kind of takes off the ceiling because I was a heavyweight before I did GH because it was like I was adding at that point maybe 5 pounds of tissue a year, and then once I had the GH, I kind of expedited it a little bit to like, I don't know, 8 pounds of muscle, something like that. So it's more of like a consistent gain. You do get like a fullness right away, but for the actual long-term stage gains, it's more of a long game. I would have to agree with that. I want to ask Joe, how long have you been out of GH?
On or off?
Off, because you said you ran out, right?
3 weeks now.
What difference do you notice being off the GH 3 weeks?
My joints hurt a little bit more when I go heavy. And my skin, like I've gotten a little more pimply. So my skin's a little less smooth, I guess you could say.
Did you lose any weight or any fullness?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. So you know how so it was like a domino effect. Remember I got sick?
Yeah.
That for that weekend. So I got sick. I dropped the anadrol. And then shortly after that, I ran out of GH. So my weight, it was probably going up, but it wasn't because of the water drop over time. So
get your shit together, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
Which kind of GH were you using?
Generic.
Okay. Is it like a specific? Is it like a what? Like blue top, black top?
It was black top.
Okay. Like is it Chinese shit?
Yeah.
Listen, man. Yay. These generic. Anytime I hear somebody say generics is shit, and you have to take Pharm,
they're selling pharmaceutical growth hormone.
My first, brother, that's a good point because a few people who said that they actually told me they were selling pharmaceutical growth hormone.
Right? My gosh!
but other than that, I think they also either haven't tried generic or never had quality generic because one time I did get some bad generic before, and by bad I mean it just didn't do anything, But then also most of the generics I've used work just as well. I've used Serostim, I've used Serrano. What the fuck? What's that called? Sazin. I've used that before.
Yeah.
Granted, it was from Mundo, so I don't know what the fuck was in there because it was Gilberto Mundo gave me that one. So, should I say that on air? Is that pushing it?
Well, he's the LWP guy, right?
Yeah,
I think that's pretty well known that he's like that guy.
Well,
I don't really know anything about him besides that, like that he was the LWP dude. I don't even know if they exist anymore. They don't exist.
I don't think if they do, they're not really doing anything. But I used that and I didn't notice any difference. But I was already on GH, so if I didn't notice a difference, it probably did work, but not any more than the Chinese stuff I was using at the time, right?
I've only used the Chinese stuff, like generic. I started using it 10 weeks out during the Cal prep.
Yeah,
and I didn't come off it since until recently.
So you run it on cruise as well?
Yeah, so I'll do the how you said you should start between 2 and 4. So when I very first started, he had me run 4 for the with a cow.
Mhm.
And then like right away after that, we went to 6, and then over time 8. And I pretty much was on 8 for a while, but I would come down back to 2 IUs every time I cruise. So I go to the highs on blast, then go back down, but I'm always on it typically.
Yeah, Compton usually caps it at 8 for the most part, but at least back in the days. But I think he's noticing maybe that the GH nowadays probably isn't the same as when he was taking it, right? So I think he was cool with 8 IUs, but I think now he's probably like, maybe it's not as strong. So I think now he's been the highest he'll go is 10. I think 10
What's
is like
interesting is he the most he ever had Paul do was 8, and then he put me up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul was still put on 8, so I don't know what the difference would have been. But
yeah, me too. He never had me go over 8. You see, you're his favorite. Yeah, that's what it is. Joe's his favorite. He wants Joe to get big and stuff.
I'm my mom's favorite too. I get
No. Honestly, I think Compton does what he thinks you need. Right. I feel like when I would compare, I feel like other people's drugs were higher than mine because I just get watery, I just look fat and watery. If I take more drugs, I just look worse, So it's like I think he pays attention. He like Beatty's kind of like a fat ass looking guy. He looks kind of fat, So let me not make him look fat.
Have you seen me?
You just look fat. You're not actually fat.
That's the difference. No, that's the difference, right? Like I think Stu has a certain look, like not Stu. Joe doesn't look hard necessarily, but once he starts dieting, he gets hard pretty fast, which tells you that he didn't have as much body fat as he appeared to have.
Yeah,
exactly. My point.
I hold a lot of water in the off season, like a lot. My face gets all puffed up and shit.
Yeah. Do you get like the ankle water?
This time around, not really, but I did a lot getting to this point. But yeah, my body's handling this weight pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah.
I used to get shit so bad, man. In 2021, that first off season with Blue, we were pushing growth hormone high. Food was crazy. I mean, I think it was mostly the food that was making me hold a ton of fluid. But I'd be pushing into my ankles at the end of the day. My blood pressure was fine, shockingly. But I mean, I
think that's another thing too. Coming off the GH, that's probably why I don't have it. My ankles would be a little puffier when I was on GH.
No, for sure. But is it like both ankles, right?
Yeah, yes.
Because you don't want it to be just one ankle.
It gets super puffy.
Yeah, you don't want to have one leg swollen. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, like a stroke or something.
Yeah, I mean, it usually means like some kind of heart issue.
Yeah, like a stroke. Yeah.
If you have like a big ass left leg and the right is fine, you should be concerned.
Good. Nice knowing you.
But if you have just both, so you're like, it's just a little water weight. You know what I'm saying?
I hope you're not speaking from experience, man.
No, they're definitely not. At least not personal experience.
Okay, good.
But experience, yeah. All right. For some reason, like people confide in me. Like people be telling me like personal shit, and I'm like, damn, you trust me with that? No.
You put me at ease, man. I'd tell you stuff.
You do.
If these fuckers weren't here, I'd say all kinds of shit, but no.
You know what it is? I think because if I like you, I genuinely like you. So I think people be like, this guy actually cares about me. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, I feel comfortable telling this guy something because I can tell he cares about me because I do. I mean, if I like you, I do care about you. You know what I'm saying? I care about you still. I care about you guys. You know what I'm saying? So
do you, or you just have us here to like make your podcast grow?
I mean, both can be true.
That's
both can
fine.
be true. No, I think that's what it is. Like if you give somebody, because men generally we don't give each other spaces to be like vulnerable, right? But part of it is because we kind of bust balls, right? but you got to know the line. Like, I'm gonna make fun of you, you know, at times, but not this. There's some convos that I'm not gonna make fun of. Obviously, right? It's just, you know, having common courtesy, you know. So,
You know what I
Yeah.
hate, dude? When somebody, I've experienced this a couple times now, but like when somebody acts differently around you versus other people versus whatever, you know,
always,
depending on the
yeah.
crowd they're in, just
I see
because
that a
of
lot
like who you are or who someone else is, and they're trying to like, you know, get something out of this situation with you.
for sure.
It's very odd. And it's very easy to pick up on too. If
Yeah,
you
it
got
is.
if anybody out there does that, don't fucking do that. Like
No,
I
no.
wasn't born yesterday. I know what you're doing.
Yeah. The best life you're gonna have and the best relationships you're gonna have is just gonna be being yourself. You know, if you start dating a girl and you're wearing suits and ties and glasses, but that's not you, like, how is that gonna be sustainable? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, straight up, I had this conversation with my girl when she met me. I was like 185 pounds and natty. I blew up to this like 285
Whoa.
pound fucking whale. And
Do you
I'm
still
like,
love me?
yo, I got you, ass. Psych.
Hey, that's smart. That's just playing the game, you know. I mean,
As long as
that's
she
still
hasn't done
you.
the same thing.
What was he? That's the thing. Of course, girls like physical appearance, right? But not as much as guys, man. Girls like they're the different level of connection. Even like I know some guys, guys that see like a girl with like a guy who's maybe like out of shape or not very attractive, right? And they're like, oh, he must have money. That can be true as well, but it's not always money. Literally, I've seen girls that make more money than their guy, but they get with him just because they genuinely just like his confidence. He makes them laugh. I'm sure that the sex is good. I'm sure because girls don't stick around if they're not
Dude,
having sex.
the guy probably has like a horse cock, let's be honest.
That
Couldn't be
too is a
me, but
possibility.
Oh man, no, but
Bro,
like girl, I feel like women see something deeper. You know, I've never been with a girl that necessarily wanted me to be leaner or bigger. Like they're like, it's cool, I like it. Like, but it's never been that deep. They kind of like, I don't care. But on the other hand, if your girl gained 100 pounds, you're kind of, you know, kind of like, how
I'll
do I
be
yeah,
put
honest,
this?
it's
it's
gonna be
like
a problem,
that's
bro.
disrespectful. Like I
Yeah.
would see that and be like, what, you don't care anymore? Like you don't want to look good for me? I mean,
But
I'll feel disrespected.
fortunately, my girlfriend is like a freak in the gym too. So like
that
no
helps. Yeah.
problems there. But
Mhm.
like, yeah, I couldn't see that. I've told her like, you know, whether you want to compete in bodybuilding or you just want to work out, like whatever, just do what makes you
Mhm.
happy, do what makes you feel good. Just do not get fat. Like I have
Mhm.
like one rule for her, and she's like, yeah, I totally agree. It's fine.
I said the
E-
same shit. I seriously did. I was like, yo, this is all fun and games until you get fat. Like,
Yeah,
don't get fat.
plus, you know, because you have a Latina, it's like plus 10 to 20% roughly. But like, you
Mhm.
know, it's just a larger window.
It's
Yeah,
like,
for real.
well, because it's kind of like a sign of, because okay, when I met you, you were in shape, right? And then we
Yeah,
all know if we break up, you're gonna get back in shape. So show me the same respect that you show the other single guys in the world, right?
keep chasing
Show
me.
me the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, same thing. Like, don't like every time you go out with your friends or something, you're all dolled up. You know what I'm saying? You're smelling good, but when you're gonna go to the movie with me, you're in fucking sweatpants and a fucking hoodie. You know, don't do that. You know,
I
so
like both of those things,
yeah,
honestly.
I do too.
I was gonna say, I'm all shaking my head. I was like, man, I'm fucking up.
My only
Yeah.
thing is, but it does make me a little jealous when I'm like, why do you have to look so good for your friends? You know what I'm saying? It's not that I care about it for myself, but I'd rather you just not do any. Just always wear sweatpants then, right? But don't wear that for them. You know what I'm saying? Not for me. But I guess granted, my ex would wear makeup to go down to the fucking Trader Joe's, and I would be like, you know, I was like, that's overdone. You don't have to look that good just to go downstairs with me. You know,
I
so
think some of it is from genuine insecurity and they don't want to
you're
show
right.
their like just regular face, even if
You're
it's
right.
beautiful. Like they just
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
show their face to the world, which is kind of
Exactly.
sad.
So
But
crazy.
yeah,
Mhm.
we don't get that though, you know, because our value is not coming from the neck up necessarily.
Yeah, yeah.
It's coming from what we've done, our achievements, like you know, our value that we can
Mhm.
produce. And you know, it's kind of in the same way that, like, you know, if your girl got fat and, you know, stopped, you know, looking good for you 2 years into the relationship, if you were like had a good career and you were killing it and like making good money, and then you got lazy and complacent, like it's the same exact thing, you know?
It is. It is. Good point. The good comparison. Did I
I
answer the
sold my
question?
girl on Stems, bro. She likes Ceros.
Wait,
That's
did
kind of
you?
random.
Wait,
No, it keeps her lean.
Let me go back to that.
He's just flexing his Ceros again. Look at this
No,
come
guy.
no,
on.
it keeps you lean, bro.
He's going like this with the Ceros right now.
No,
Two
No, no,
phones.
if you
no.
stay
He's
lean,
right.
there's no problem.
No, no. GH works well with female clients though, for sure. They stay leaner. They even can build muscle a little bit better, and there's no androgenic side effects, so it's kind of a win-win, you know.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And usually, you know, they usually just use their boyfriend's GH, so it works out. They don't even have to
And
pay for
there's
it.
so using
That's
so
always how it
little
fucking goes.
compared to the
Yeah,
guys that like you don't even notice it's missing.
like my girl clients, I'm like, hey, just steal like a couple IUs from him. He's not gonna notice. Just take an IU from him. You won't notice. Like, okay, you
Oh,
know.
trust me, I didn't notice.
Okay. I don't think did I answer the question? I don't think I did, right?
I think you did.
Listen, but let's be real. Once one of us answers the question, it's usually pretty like comparable. You know what I'm saying? Besides like maybe diet, because I think we eat like different, but average GH range. I don't even think I have a range. I literally just stay at 10 IUs at this point. I don't necessarily range it. It's 10 IUs basically. In the past, I would usually go down to 2 IUs for my cruise phase, but since I met Stu, I just stay on it. I just stay on 10 IUs.
Yeah. Turn the movement over here.
but okay, one thing I noticed is that like I just feel like I'm on cycle. Like no besides like maybe like my temperament or maybe water retention, but when I stay on the 10 IUs, I literally just the only thing that changes throughout my cruise phase is maybe my knees get a little more sore, my joints get a little sore, maybe I'm not recovering as fast, but I stay the same size. I mean, I look almost the same, you know. So like if you look at my posing video now versus when I was in the cruise, I mean, it kind of looked the same. Or if you look at, you know, it's like it doesn't really change. So I think that's dope because now I can improve from that point instead of getting like a lot softer or losing like 5 pounds or so. I can hold that look without any any hormones like that. But when to push G, I would just work it. Start with a pretty low effective dose, like 4 IUs, and slowly titrate from there. And then depending on how your coach wants to approach it, you can just run that shit year round until you run out of money or run out of GH.
Just
Like
keep an eye on your blood sugars. That's the thing that's going to get you. If you got so
yeah,
much water in your hands that you can't like write or type or do your job, like that's
that's the
bad.
problem.
But
If you
I
can't
mean,
sleep,
yeah,
if you're waking up from sleep like in pain, like my fucking hands on fire, that's not good. You might want
yeah.
to scale
If
back.
you ratchet things up slowly, though, like you're not going to just blast yourself with like 10 pounds of water weight immediately. You know, so
Exactly.
just be gradual with it, and um, yeah, and once you get up there, just stay there. I don't even notice growth hormone side effects anymore,
Mhm.
except for when like I see a picture of myself and I'll like see myself from a different angle. And my hands are just like fucking huge, you know. I don't notice it otherwise. It's just like that's just normal. So
Yeah, no, good point. Good point. Okay, I mean, guys, that's like I don't like to answer questions that are kind of disrespectful to people that I might like, or even if I don't like them, I'd rather not
okay,
create
hit
create.
me with it then,
I
pussy.
was gonna say, give me an example.
Yes, the one in your
um,
hand.
d- no, I'm not gonna do that one. Okay, how to get hardness without engine? Okay, this is from I guess a former female client of mine that actually just won a show recently. But
That's
I'm gonna leave her name out of it just in case. How to get hardness without androgens, without androgen use.
Viagra.
Whoa. Hold up.
She basically she means like how to get like harder on stage without using androgens. Because she doesn't. If I say this, it could blow her spot. So I'm gonna say she doesn't like the side effects. Basically, she don't like the side effects from androgens or pretty much any antibiotic. I don't think she used any antibiotics this prep, but she wants to get harder. So how can she get harder without using drugs or
I would
using
imagine
more drugs?
have to diet herself down to oblivion and then fill up properly to give her somewhat of a that look.
Yeah, conditioning and like aromatase inhibitors. Because a lot of the thing that's going to limit a woman's ability to get in that kind of condition is her hormones. So,
Right.
and dude, girls feel so bad when their estrogen is crashed down. But you know, that's what most of those women's physique and women's bodybuilders are doing at the end of a prep. Obviously, there's a lot of androgens in there too, but that's going to affect your look a ton. Same goes for guys. So
Yeah. I think I was gonna say, yeah, I don't coach her anymore, so I don't know if she did that. But I know she had to diet herself into oblivion, like Joe said, because she messaged me at one point and be like, "Yo, the weight is not coming off," and I'm like, "Huh? Yes, it's gonna be definitely gonna be harder to do it without assistance, you know."
but
She was doing.
if you do want to do this, crashing your estrogen down is going to affect where you hold fat. You know, the reason why one of the big reasons why women hold fat in their ass and legs and so forth is because of their hormones, right?
Yeah.
So if you change that hormone balance and then do this towards the end of your prep, start adding in Arimidex or letrozole, God forbid, and that's going to allow you to burn fat from those areas more effectively just because of your hormone balance. Because it's protecting those, because that's like your body is telling you to hold on to that shit because you might have a baby. So you gotta change that environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say anti-estrogens is your best friend to get hard, especially as a female, and if you're not going to use anything else.
Those have plenty of side effects too, though. So if you don't like androgens, you're not going to like those. It's not going to give you a brick jawline necessarily, but
yeah. To be honest, in this sport, if you want to do your absolute best, you're gonna have to take some side effects. You're gonna have to just
as a woman, yeah. I mean,
you're gonna have to take some side effects.
In figure, maybe not necessarily. Women's physique and up, like you're gonna have to deal with it. It's just part of it.
The good thing about women, as far as longevity and like long-term health, their body bounces back really easily. Like I don't see like female clients with like elevated creatinine and like thrown off like liver enzymes and shit like that. Just because, well, first of all, they don't need as much drugs. They can't really use as much drugs. So it doesn't, and they don't have to be 300 pounds. So it doesn't seem to take a toll on their long-term health. More so just hormonally, maybe pregnancy, maybe voice, maybe,
everything is cumulative. Everything,
Yeah.
Builds up over time and it doesn't go back necessarily. So
Okay, so have you guys ever seen one of those videos, right? It'll be like a guy and he'll be like 1 week on estrogen, and then he'll be like 1 month on estrogen, and he'll be like 1 year on estrogen. You seen those videos, right? So why how can a guy reverse his voice, but a girl can be on hormones for like 5 years and her voice always has that like raspiness to it? How come they can't?
Why do gay guys talk a certain way? They're not genetically different in their vocal cords. It's a social conditioning thing. Yeah. Well, maybe on purposely. Like it's a subconscious thing. Like you're presenting as a woman now and you used to be a man. Like you're going to change the way that you speak.
Can girls do that? Do you think a girl can talk in a way to make her voice sound lighter? They probably could if they practiced it. I've just never seen it happen.
But isn't there like a certain deepness to their voice that develops?
Yeah, but we're saying if men can revert their voice, even if it's like, even if it's not the actual like vocal cords, right? Even if it's so how come women can't like make their voice like lighter? Or maybe they're trying to. I don't know.
Well, when you try to do that, like, I don't know if you've ever been around a girl who's like on hormones. Her voice hasn't gotten deep yet, but it's kind of like transitioning through that.
Yeah.
Like her voice is cracking. It gets raspy. She like you don't know how to use these things properly anymore.
Yeah.
And they're trying to sound, lighter and airier the way that they talk, but what happens is your voice cracks.
It does crack. Yeah.
And eventually you kind of get to the point where like it doesn't crack anymore, but it just sounds a little different overall.
Mm-hmm.
Some girls get like a raspiness to them, some don't. It's kind of odd.
Yeah. I don't think my voice got deeper from gear. I think my voice gets deeper when I'm bigger and it gets lighter when I'm lighter. But I don't feel like I hopped on gear and my voice got deeper. It's strange, right? I don't know.
I think mine got a little deeper, but not a ton.
You got a pretty deep voice, right?
Yeah.
So.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think you got the deepest voice on the podcast, right? Does Stu have the deepest voice?
We should get Jordan Hubbard on here, or excuse me, Hutchinson.
Oh yeah, the pretty deep voice.
Oh, it's like butter, bro. Oof.
We did have him on. Didn't we have Jordan on before?
Just once.
Yeah. We got to get him on more often. I feel like the sarcasm goes over his head though.
It does. It did.
I feel like he's pretty straightforward, right? He's like a very straightforward guy.
Very.
All right, let's go. This is a weird question, but I'm answer it.
Hey, my camera battery's about to die. Give me 2 seconds to get it. Disappear for a second.
Did you guys ever try a gallon of milk a day? Like Sam Silik. Yeah, I don't think my body can handle that.
I would fucking throw up 100%.
No way.
I do remember when I used to play basketball in middle school, I would try to like they would give you a milk but you could take 2 if you wanted to. I would drink like 3. I would drink like 3 or 4 because I thought it was gonna make me taller. That's what they used to say back in the days. Drink more milk if you want to be tall.
You're taller than me, dude.
Also, it worked. Maybe it did work. It was like a competition. I would try to drink more milks than anybody else to see if I would like outgrow them. But I mean, if not for the milk, I'm probably still getting more nutrition because at the time I didn't really eat. I ate like once a day in middle school. So if I could drink 4 milks, it probably will make me taller just because I'm getting more nutrients than if I didn't do it.
Wait, could your stomach handle that?
Yeah.
At like 11 years old, yeah, but not now.
Not anymore. Yeah.
What you said, Joe?
How tall are your parents?
My dad now is like 5'8", 5'9", but legend has it in his prime he was about 6 foot. But legends always grow over time.
How the fuck do you lose 3 inches?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what makes me suspicious. But my mom right now is like 5'3", probably.
That milk fucking works, bro.
That milk, yeah. Because I mean, if you average that out, if you average like, let's give my dad maybe 5'9" at his prime. We're not gonna give him 6 foot, but let's give him 5'9" and like 5'4". That would average out. I probably should be like. Yeah, my oldest brother is about 5'8". My other older brother is about 5'8", 5'9". So that would put me around there. I probably would have been like, But then the ones that played basketball, because my little brother played ball, and he's like 6'2", 6'3". I'm also the second youngest. I think the moms get more experience having babies, so they go into it with that confidence, and that confidence shows up on the child, because she went in there for the youngest one. She went in there confident, like, yeah, let's do this, baby. So he came out taller, So Usually the oldest kind of is the shortest. Usually, I don't know, right?
In my
I don't.
family, it's my older brother. He has a different dad, but he's like 5'8", I think.
Yeah.
My younger brother is 5'7". My sister's like 5'3", and I used to be 5'9". Now I'm like 5'8.5". I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that bodybuilding, man. I mean, that bodybuilding. Honestly, man, if I'm being honest, I I feel like I'm probably shorter. I don't have the guts to actually measure myself because I don't want to know if I am.
You look
But
pretty tall the other day.
yeah, well, I think off season, when you're like wide, it just makes you look tall. You know,
Yeah.
if you're over 5'10" and you're wide, you're gonna look pretty tall. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? The GH probably added like because when I graduated high school, I was 5'8", so the GH probably added a couple inches to me. You know, my first year of high school, I was 5'3". You know,
Oh
I was
shit!
I was the giant killer back then. I was the giant killer back then. But I was mean back then. I'd knock somebody out 6 foot back then. I was 5'3". I'd jump up and hit you with that hook. I'll put you down. But
Like a honey badger.
yeah, but what it is, when you're short, you have more of that animosity because you got to survive, bro. If you imagine if I was still 5'3",
Yeah, there's less
survival,
oxygen
bro.
down there.
Well, if I
Gotta
was
fight for it.
5'3", I would have guns in my car. I would have a gun. I would have a knife in my left, a gun. Bro, you got to survive out here, bro. I'm not gonna just be walking around 5'3". I'm gonna have shit ready to go. If you fuck with me, I'm gonna have some shit ready to go for you.
Bro,
You never know.
I played football with this dude. He was 4'11" our freshman year, and by senior year, he was 5'11". I'm like, what the
He
fuck?
he must have had some of Zay's Ceros.
Yeah, that's what it was. His family was
Yeah,
pretty well off.
you see, yeah. When I see those basketball players who were like point guards in high school, and all of a sudden they become 7 foot tall, like in a couple years, I'm like, they definitely put them on some kind of protocol, bro. There's no way. And like the parents be short as hell. I'm like, they definitely put them on the protocol. I mean,
Would you
why
do
not?
that? If you had a kid, would you do that?
I would.
I feel
I
like
would
I'm
definitely.
not opposed to it.
Hey,
Putting him on what, bro?
That kid's gonna
yeah,
pay for my retirement.
bro. That kid, he's gonna be on D-ball shakes for sure. I'm fucking blending up. I'm blending up D-ball with his fucking with his
For
protein
his
shakes.
joints.
Yeah,
Hey, do
I'm
you
gonna
remember
crush
that
that.
little kid, Mini Hercules?
I do.
Yeah, like a
That's
Yeah.
crazy
exactly,
six-pack and shit.
that's exactly what his dad did. His dad would crush it up and put like D-ball peanut butter. He would like crush up, make like D-ball jelly, and put it on his peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And the little kid, he didn't even
Yeah,
know he was
bro.
taking. Bro, he thought he was natty. He would just be eating. I'm natty, bro. This dude was ripped up, fucking like 8 years old, like this. Like
I
I'm
couldn't
natty, bro.
believe it.
My
Bro,
parents
like,
didn't love me enough to do that.
Exactly.
but here's the
My
thing:
Yeah.
you're telling me there's no red flags. Like these photographers and these directors, they didn't look at this kid and be like, "Bro, this kid is on all kind of like." Let's be real. What kid look? How can a kid look like that without any hormones? Like,
They don't know what
come
the
on,
fuck
bro.
I'm talking about. I mean, they're not bodybuilders.
And nobody taught to drug test a fucking buff ass
Dude, have you
baby.
ever seen Brandon Curry's kids?
Yeah,
They're
they look pretty
jacked.
stacked.
Like they're
They look pretty
fucking
stacked.
jacked. They do like push-ups in their bedroom and they're freaks.
Well, these
But
kids, they're a little old.
he was a white kid too, so that's
Yeah, that's it.
unlikely.
Come on, man. But I mean, Chad Nichols kids, they're older now. But you remember when Morgan was like 13, 14? I think he was like what, 14 maybe?
He was still pretty strong back then, huh?
Yeah, bro. I think he benched 500 at like 16, right?
Jesus. I mean, his
That's
mother
crazy.
is a Miss Olympia, though. So
Mhm. Well, the older one is like 19, 20, so he's probably on cycle now. But I don't believe that Chad is gonna put like a 15-year-old on cycle. I honestly don't believe he would do that.
yeah, no.
Why
I can't see
not?
that.
Why
Dude.
not?
Yeah, they got the genetics, dude.
But let's be real, man.
When did you
there's
start?
me.
Yeah.
Oh, 12 years old, bro. Come on.
I remember there was 2 Asian dudes in high school that were like
21.
big as fuck, and you knew they were on shit, and they were like 16, 17.
Well, let's be real. Back in the days when like these guys used to compete as teenagers, like if Cody Montgomery was winning, overalls, the teen overalls at what 16? Like when do you think he started? Did you think he started at 16, or do you think he started before 16?
Forced to,
I don't
probably.
know. Yeah, so I would have to believe there's been quite a few people who started at around 16. Uh, Eric, I think he told me he started at 16. I'm pretty sure. Not
Nick
Janicki, Konevsky.
he started early too.
Nick started like 15, really young.
Yeah,
He's talked about that.
Like
I got a buddy. I don't think he'd give a shit if I mentioned his name. Ryan Foster. He started when he was like 16 or 17.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I got to be honest though. That probably felt great to be in high school, fucking jacked off a test.
Yeah, he had a coke problem back then too, so he was probably
he was
great. Yeah,
bro. I would be smashing all the girls, bro, in high school because I didn't have that kind of aggression. Like, back in high school, I would talk to girls like, "Hey, you want to go to McDonald's later?" Like that was
McDonald's.
I never got that far.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't have that. like, granted, like I was pretty muscular, like for that age, but I didn't feel like I had high testosterone levels. Like I would just look at girls and be like when they would make eye contact, I'd be like this. Like I didn't have it like that. Now, if I was on 500 tests, oh man, it would have been game over, bro. I thought girls were innocent and shit, but I will find out things about these girls. I'll be like, holy fuck, that's what these girls are doing. These little girls are crazy. Little girls are wild.
Oh,
I was a football varsity team captain my senior year, and I had no game.
Bro,
I had a girl,
0,
but I had no I was just like a little wholesome fuck.
zero game.
To give you some context for me, like I got asked to prom. I didn't ask.
Me too. Yeah.
Prom. Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
You said yes?
Well, did I say fuck? Of course I did. Like I got attention from the opposite sex. Like this has never happened before. Like
I didn't,
baby.
I didn't even get asked by the girl herself. I got asked by her friends, basically. Like, a couple of girls came to me giggling and shit. I'm like, oh fuck, what the fuck do I do? And they're like, oh, I heard Nurkis, she's looking for a date. She's been eyeing you. And I'm like, oh yeah. Tell her I said yes. And they're like, okay. And they went and told her, and we didn't talk until prom, basically.
I had a girl for almost all of high school, pretty much. So, but the coolest thing for my prom was my brother had a 2008 like blue Ford Mustang, and I got my license in like January, so early on. So I was driving to school and stuff, and then right before prom, he like comes to my room, gives me the keys, like, hey, go ahead, take your shit to prom. I was like, no way.
I wasn't that cool.
You wrapped
that
cool,
so fucking cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't have it like Joe back then. I just didn't have it like that.
Yeah, you just had bikes and McDonald's.
Yeah, it was McDonald's dates. That was my forte. All right.
I mean,
that was my brother's 6 years older than me, so he was like DJ at a strip club and shit. So he had all kinds of money. Yeah.
How long have we been on? We got on like what, 12:30, hour and a half. Let's do a couple more questions.
We've answered like 3 fucking questions.
I gotta say this. I skipped prom for a back workout, bro.
What the fuck?
Okay, you have us beat, man. That's bad.
Damn, bro. Holy shit.
And you're telling us to take 10 days off the fucking gym.
Oh, man.
No, it's true. I swear, I'm not lying.
But I didn't really enjoy prom. I didn't have that party in me back then. That wasn't my thing. Like a little bit after that, maybe like 19 to like 23, I kind of became like a party guy, like a party bodybuilder. But before that, I didn't enjoy, crowds of people. I wasn't very social until after the fact. Basically, when I hopped on cycle, I became a lot more social.
Confidence went up.
Yeah, yeah. Because I guess once I started test, it's kind of when I started partying and like actually enjoying like talking to girls. And once I learned how easy it was to have sex with women, that's when because that's not something in high school. You think only boys want to have sex. Like, oh, they don't want me. Girls don't give a fuck. Like, listen, most girls want sex. They want sex for different reasons, but they're willing to have sex just as quick as us. It's just why are they having sex? That's kind of the part you got to figure out. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have to like you. They don't have to think you're attractive. They could just try it. Fucking jacked black guy. They look at this big black jack guy, that guy.
Yeah,
I
I
just want to
wanted
have
to
sex
say
with him.
that part, but like,
Just for the experience. So it's like
yeah, your experience has been different from ours. Okay, your fetish.
exactly. So once you figure that out, you're like, oh, this is smooth. But then
Yeah,
then
I'm
it
not
became tricky.
anybody's fetish, at least not
Exactly.
not a female's. So
But then once I figured that out, then it became hard to get a girlfriend. I'm like, huh, I can pull this off, but getting a girlfriend is more difficult because they're like, I'm not taking him home to dad. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Big fat
That
fucking
was in
Joe
high
isn't
school.
appealing to very me.
No, 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 not in high school. That was like right after high school. Like I would say like 18 to like 23. So, but eventually, yeah, I didn't really have that many long-term relationships. I've only had one long one and one short one. Like high school girlfriends, that's not a relationship. That's just like being kids. So I don't consider that girlfriends. But anyways, let's move on. Hmm.
I actually got my confidence through partying.
Yeah,
Like I
that's a
started
good way
partying when
to
I was
build you.
20,
Mhm.
and I saw that I was making people laugh, and it just made me feel good. So I was like, oh shit, I guess
Yeah,
I'm kind of cool.
yeah. That's how you get cool. All right,
Yeah.
let's do a couple more. I'm gonna try to pick a good one. Diet, drugs, genetics, training. Rate from most to least important.
stupid question.
Whoa.
You don't like it?
Yeah, they're all important. Maximize each one, except for genetics. You can't change that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
like that's whoever asked that. Like that's just not the right way to think about this thing.
yeah, yeah.
You
Well,
know?
it's like saying what's more important: breathing, eating. I don't. It's like you got to for you to be alive. You have to drink water. You have to eat. You have to breathe. Like you can't say which. It's like if you don't do any of it, you're gonna die. So
Yeah.
you
If
you,
you
you
go
have to
and
do all of it.
maximize all of those variables, the genetic factor is what's going to determine where you
How
end up
far?
falling competitively.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you enjoy what you're doing as a bodybuilder day to day, then
mhm,
you're gonna maximize all that stuff anyways. And eventually, maybe come to the decision like, is this worth continuing to do given the
yeah.
results that I'm getting, and make that decision rationally. But like, yeah, send it on all of them.
There was a time where I felt like genetics was by far the most important part. Right now, it's not that I don't believe that anymore, but it depends. Like if you have 1 in a million genetics, you're probably gonna get really far. In spite of yourself.
Yeah,
But people don't have 1 in a million genetics. Only one does out of the million. So it doesn't apply for anybody. So there's no point to even think about that. But I've seen so many people with not very good genetics beat genetic elite people. So I keep seeing that happen every year. I'm like, well, maybe genetics isn't that important if all these genetic monsters aren't like Lionel Bayeki. It's like I don't know. We can name 100 guys like that. It's like they still lost to the person with not so good genetics. Branch Warren got second at the Olympia, so he beat all these guys, including the Dexters, the Kai Greens. He beat Phil Heath that year. Phil had like a food poisoning, but still beat them. So it's like if it really crazy important to some extent, yeah, but everything is important, you know.
Yeah.
All right, we do a gallon. Let me try to pick a good. Oh, this actually happened to me before, so I want to see if it happened to you guys. Do you or have you ever dealt with persistent hiccups lasting hours at a time? But he says in a bulk phase. It never happened to me in a bulk phase. But has anybody ever experienced like chronic hiccups?
I got a buddy, Ryan, who dealt with them throughout his nationals prep last year, and he could not figure out what the hell was causing it. It seemed like when he started taking Tren, that's what caused
Mm-hmm.
it. And then he dropped it out and seemed to go away. But, he's trying to get ready for nationals without Tren in.
It's
Did
rough.
he drink a lot of diet soda?
No, dude.
Okay.
He like cleared out like everything because like he couldn't sleep. He couldn't do anything. He could barely eat.
That happened to
It
a
really,
client of mine, and we had him drop the diet soda, and it kind of went away. But he's able to drink it, just not as much.
yeah.
That
The Blue suggested there was like a muscle relaxer, I think. Um, I forget the name of it, but he suggested that for Ryan, and I think it seemed to work for him. But yeah, weird issue that seemed to be aggravated by Trenbolone for some reason.
yeah, that happened to be really bad. Only one time. I think that was my second prep ever, and I had really bad chronic hiccups to the point that I would have trouble sleeping because the hiccups would wake me up. Um, Eating, yeah, you feel like you're gonna throw up because you have the hiccups while you're eating, and it gets scary. It gets scary because you might have a hard time catching your breath because you can't stop hiccuping. And I would have to chug so much water for it to stop, and it was miserable. And no, that was supposed to be my first show. That was gonna be my first show, and I had to pull out because of that. And like you said, it came once I added in Tren. Okay.
Yeah,
But I do think it's a combination of like cleanse and like stimulants in general with the Tren. Because granted, I was already on the cleanse and stimulants before I added the Tren in. But to me, it felt like my body, it was some kind of stress. Like my body felt stressed out, like over
overstimulated. Like,
yeah, overstimulated. And then the
yeah,
Tren,
it might be like a ton of adrenal signaling. Like, because
that's what it felt like.
clenbuterol's hitting that, caffeine's hitting that. You, Tren is going to ramp up your adrenaline just chronically throughout the day when you add that in.
100%.
So, like, you're in this like really heightened state all the time, and maybe that's
Yeah.
what's setting it off.
So what I did was that because I felt like I got the feeling that maybe it had something to do with the stimulus. So I dropped the cleanse, I dropped the caffeine, and it got a little better, but it still wasn't gone. So I still wanted to do the show, so I didn't want to come off the trend. So I lowered the trend, and it got a little better. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm pretty convinced it's stims and trend. But it didn't leave, man. It didn't leave, and I started getting nervous because I had texted John Regan, who he wasn't coaching me, but he was helping me at the time. Like I could ask him any question, he would answer, and he was like, "Yeah." So he was like, "I think you should pull out because, from my experience, if those hiccups stay and they get worse to the point that it's like it gets faster, like it's like constant hiccups, you're gonna get you might get a heart attack." So once he said that, he scared the shit out of me, and I believed him because the way it felt, like your heart starts beating super fast and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't trying to get a fucking heart attack, So I came off of it, I don't know who he knew who experienced that, but I'm gonna take his word. I'm gonna take his fucking word. So I stopped that. So if you're getting it really bad, you might have to abort that shit because you don't want to get to the next step.
Yeah, Ryan was really close to pulling out because he just could not figure out what the hell's going on with him during that prep. So
if it happened 2 weeks out, I would probably finish the prep. This is not advice. I'm not saying that's what. If I'm giving advice, I would just say drop everything because safety first. But if I'm being honest, if it was like a week or two out, I'll probably just finish the show. But this was like 6-7 weeks out, So there's no way I was going to continue doing that for another 6-7 weeks. You know,
And
listen,
maybe if Tren is like causing it, maybe you could try to prep for the show without that in there. Just take like double the primo dose, you know.
yeah, okay,
It's not going to really fill that hole, but it's going to do a lot of it.
okay. Think about this, right? If I take you right now in 2022 at USA's, pull out the Tren, do you still win that show? I think so.
No,
You don't think you win?
no, I
Really?
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna be honest. One
I
time
think
this guy
so.
asked me because he was afraid to take it, and I was like, everybody else is gonna be taking it. Do you want to win? And like,
Yeah,
to be honest, like it's gonna give you a certain look that you cannot mimic without it.
yeah.
I
And
almost
so
want to try to do it without it though. Like go into a show taking like, a lot of primo instead of a bunch of Tren, and see what that does.
If I'm
Okay.
being
Curious.
exactly, that's my point, right? But can't you? Okay, if you're on Halo, Winnie, Proviron, Masteron, Primo, I personally think Stu would still have won the overall USA's. I believe Joe would have still won overall U5. I believe Zayd would have still won the light heavies. I, I believe you guys were good enough because you were good enough. I don't think that the trend, of course, it helped you, but I don't think the trend would be a deciding factor. I
Well,
think if
who's
you
going to
take
be the first person to volunteer to drop it out, huh, boys?
that's what
That's
I'm
what I
saying.
thought.
I mean,
Yeah.
Me.
I'd
nobody.
rather not find out.
Yeah, you don't want to find that out,
I really
But
like. I don't think Chris Bumstead uses it anymore. Like he's
I
talked
don't.
about. Like I
I
think
don't
he
think
just
so.
uses primo and some other shit. Obviously he's
Well,
getting his hair done, so the primo might probably in there.
go look at his North Americans look, right. He was veiny all over, like super vascular. He's not vascular anymore, but he's
Mhm.
he's he's in shape. I mean, he's just shredded. I mean,
Yeah,
like
he has like detail and separation and dryness that like nobody else there has. And that's even
I
in the
think
classic division where everyone's hard.
I think that's like partially genetic and
Yeah,
partially
yeah, definitely.
yeah, and partially being shredded as fuck because I'm sure Ramon is on trend, but Ramon doesn't look as hard as Bumstead. He's as lean as him probably, but he doesn't look as hard as him. I don't think there's any one compound that you guys could have took out that would have made you lose your titles. I think any one compound he pulled out, you guys still win.
Test
Oh,
might do it.
yeah,
Actually, one
test
of
test my test might do it.
one of the guys that Blue coached to like he's a national guy. He lives in Dallas. I'm not going to name him, but the guy cannot take Tren at all, and so he just ran him into the show on Primo and Masteron. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just more Primo than he would have taken Tren in the same situation, right? But
Mhm.
like the guy was like grainy and hard and nasty looking. If God forbid he listens to this, he knows who he is. Um, but yeah, like it's doable. He just got himself
Okay.
fat free, and he had all the other stuff in there too,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
orals and so forth. So
Let's say if you're getting ready for the Cal Pro next year, right, and you're 6 weeks out, all of a sudden the chronic hiccups hit you, and you look your best ever. Like this is your best look ever. Everything is popping. Everything is full shredded. Do you take out if you felt like you had to take out Tren? Would you take out Tren and still do the show, or would you pull out the show if you had to take out the Tren?
I'd replace it with Primo.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to have. It's gonna be a different look, right?
Mhm.
But it might be a cleaner look. There might
Might
be
be.
maybe a little drier. I don't know.
Yeah,
I,
and I
I'm
mean,
curious to try it now. I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of fucking shows to do this year. It might be a good chance to try it.
to throw it in there. All right, let's see what else we got.
If anyone want to send me some Primo, because that sure is expensive. That's another reason why people don't just take Primo. Is like it's so expensive and it's probably fake.
Exactly. Yeah, when I use Primo, at least in contests, if I use it off season, I'll just use anyone. But I don't usually use it off season. When I use it pre-contest, I make sure it's a specific primo. There's only like a couple that I trust, and I make sure it's from an actual pharmacy. Well, I can't say from an actual pharmacy. It's farm grade. Let's say that it's from like
So
an overseas
using
pharmacy.
ampules.
No, I haven't used that. I haven't used the ampules of primo.
Okay.
I usually would get it like overseas at like an overseas pharmacy. Allegedly, I don't fucking know. They say
For the
it's
sake of
supposed
argument.
to be. Exactly. This is I don't know if this question pertains to us, but I'm gonna answer it anyways. Do waist trainers actually work? If you're lean, the person said if you're lean as well. What do you think, Zayd?
If they work as a synergistic effect with everything else, yeah. If you do vacuums, if you do the waist trainer, you can somehow teach your waist to. I'm not going to say it's going to shrink your waist, but it's going to help with abdominal control. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I use it for that reason, to help you stay in that natural, suck it in, without letting go all the time. It helps your abdominal control for sure.
Spoken like a true light heavyweight.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
my only thing is this, right? It's hard to say that it would work, but then also the proof is kind of in the pudding, man. Like, I don't believe all these bikini and physique guys all genetically just had such a small waist. I believe it has to help to a point, just because all these people who use it seem to have a really tight waist. I don't know, man. I mean, like, I know corsets back in the days worked, because you would see these girls who would kind of be fat and then have this crazy cinching waist. I just think
that's the next level. Waist trainers are not corsets.
No, of course not. But I think you have to wear it really tight. If you're just wearing it loosely walking around, I think it'll do absolutely nothing. Like people who wear it to do cardio and it's like super loose. If you wear it tight enough, but all the time, maybe, I don't know. I personally wouldn't try it myself because it's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but you guys do it during prep?
Never done that.
No, I don't do it.
And
like
you,
belts. How about you, Joe? Yeah, the most I've
for a guy
they'll make which Joe.
Yeah,
like the most I've done is like belts.
Okay.
You know how in the 90s they used to wear their belts tight in the gym.
Yeah.
That I did that in the past, but honestly, you get big enough, it just feels so horrible, bro. You're like, oh my god, what am I doing? It feels so shitty that I can't get myself to do it.
Like practicing posing and practicing vacuums, which I've never really done consistently before. I need to do that this year, but
yeah, the issue is which kid, like, because Zayd has a small waist, right? But it's like, is it just because he has a small waist?
The chicken or the egg? Yeah,
exactly. Which comes first? So I'm like, well, all these people can't just have small waists, but maybe they can. I don't fucking know, but maybe their waist is small regardless.
But it has to do with your gut health. It has to do with your gut health too. If you have low, yeah, of course, low inflammatory foods, fiber intake, all that stuff helps. Yeah.
And then when you talk about genetics, man, I don't do vacuums. I don't do any of that shit. And my stomach gets disgusting off season. But whenever I diet down, my waist fucking vanishes. Yeah, it disappears.
Here,
like
same here.
Like I never. Yeah. So it's like
I don't do any of that shit. Small in the morning out of bed, and then by the end of the day, if I pose like after I train, it's like,
oh my god,
it's gross.
Oh yeah. You don't want to see that shit. Like anytime I like film like a posing update, I'm like, I'm not gonna post this shit. This is disgusting. But then I'm like, you know what? Who's judging? Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna just post it.
I'm judging. Always.
Does everybody feel that way? Like when you post it, you're like, oh my god, why did I post this shit?
I hit that I don't give a fuck point, to be honest.
but Joe is brave. Like he'll post it on his trunks. I'm not posting in my damn trunks, bro. I'm not showing my glutes and all.
I haven't posted in my trunks in like a good
Thank you for that, Beatty.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys see that Lego me? That was cool as fuck.
That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool.
That was fucking dope.
That was definitely cool. All right, let's see. You want to do one more? Because I gotta
One more.
One
gotta
more.
use the
Going
One
bathroom.
more.
hypo.
Yeah, I'm going hypo. Let me look for a good one. Right, best for you. You want to do a? Did we do a training question? Training styles? Did we ever do that? I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
done it.
A men's physique, how to fix competitive Olympia. Huh. Favorite
Men's
favorite.
physique. What?
Yeah, no. Somebody had a men's physique. Somebody said, "Are you tired of men's physique?" I don't know yet.
I'll be
Favorite
honest this
personal.
year. I was actually into the men's physique category at the Olympia. I
It,
watched it.
yeah, I don't. I think they have amazing physiques. Personally, I don't know. I think they
Yeah,
look great.
I don't. I'm not hating on them. Like,
Yeah, some of these questions are ridiculous. Favorite personal moment in bodybuilding. What does that even mean? I guess. Oh, your own personal moment. I guess. Well, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? when you got your
what?
pro card, I
No.
was
Like, I mean, for example, like you would assume it's like, oh, Joe won USA. That's probably the best. I remember how hard that California prep was, and I woke up
Mhm.
at 2 in the morning the day before the show, or well, the day of the show, I guess.
Mhm.
And I woke up and I went to the restroom and I looked in the mirror and I started fucking bawling my eyes out. I woke my mom up and gave her a hug and I was like, I'm gonna win this whole show, mom. I was
Mhm.
like, I just had to make it here.
I guess at that point you didn't actually know if you could be a good bodybuilder, right? Right? You didn't know. So I think that difference from you just being a regular guy to like, holy shit, I can actually be a really good bodybuilder. I think that's a bigger deal for you than winning the USA's because you kind of knew you were going to win the USA's. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you already figured out that you had what it took. But the Cal, you
Yeah,
wasn't sure yet, right?
yeah. When I made it, because it was so hard. That prep was so hard, and the whole
Mhm.
time, like I said, like 4 weeks out, like I was like, how am I gonna do this? So when I made it to the day of, because I kept telling myself, man, Joe, like just make it. And I just saw the final package pretty much. I was like, I'm gonna win this whole show. This was all worth it.
Yeah,
And I,
yeah. That's the tough part. You got to be willing to keep that in your head. Like this is going to be worth it because that amount of suffering it takes a toll on you. You know. So all right, let's see how many days. How many days a how many days a week do you? I guess yeah. Let's do like some X's and O's. How many days a week do you train, and what's your split? We can answer this one pretty fast, pretty quick. I think. Let's
Yeah.
go. Hmm? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm training 3 times a week right now and
Wait,
push
what?
pull legs. Yeah.
But like, so you rest 4 days out the week?
He's natty.
Yeah.
So
Holy
his
Natty,
shit!
shoulder is
brother.
off season.
I'm telling you, I'm in a health phase. Once I come back, I'm gonna be
Health
a
phase.
bodybuilder again. Yeah.
you,
Maintenance, maintenance, fee. Maintenance
I've
fee.
never, I've never. It sounds great right now because I'm kind of banged up, but I've never tried that before. You
Yeah.
know?
Bro, I have 2.5 years. Why rush it? I have a
Yeah, I
long
know.
time. I'm gonna do it great. I know I can perform. I know I can execute.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I'm
Why rush
patient.
it?
You
Because
know,
we're gonna
it's
make fun of you the whole time.
there
It's a
you go.
long time to get made
Yeah.
fun of.
Yeah, but you know what, sir? I'm gonna watch you guys compete and be so fucking critical.
And yeah, we'll burn out and retire, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm
you
still
blew his
here."
waist out.
Yeah.
Let's go, Joe. What's your split and how many days do you
I
train?
train 5 days a week. Monday chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday rest, Thursday shoulders, Friday legs, like all the whole leg.
Mhm.
Saturday arms, Sunday rest.
Also, you train legs all in one.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Wait, did you say a split, Zayd?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you can
pull
push pull
legs.
legs. My
Yeah,
bad.
no
All right,
worries.
let's go, Stu.
I'm kind of similar to Joe. So let's see. I am legs on Monday, push on Tuesday, and back on Wednesday. Pull. I do a little bit of biceps on there. Rest Thursday. Friday is arms, Saturday is back again, and then Sunday's off.
So
I used to do 5 days a week. I used to do 2 push days and 2 pull days, but now I'm only doing 1 push day a week and an arm day because my delts and pecs were already kind of good, and I wanted to bring up my arms and keep the frequency on my back. And then I've always just done everything in the same day for legs, like Joe does. So I used to do when I was doing two pull days, the other pull day further away from my leg day, I would do some hamstring work, some quad work on that day. I don't do that anymore just because my knees are too banged up to handle that nowadays. But yeah,
I train 6 days a week. Monday quads, a little bit of hamstrings and glutes. Tuesday arms, which is like a rest day because I don't do much for arms. Wednesday back. Thursday shoulders. Friday hams and glutes with a little bit of quads. And then Saturday off, and then Sunday chest and a little bit of back. That was all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
He just makes it up as he goes along.
I mean, I feel like I got to bring up a lot of shit, so I got to do all types of tricks to bring the shit up.
Yeah, okay. I think to recap there, we all have pretty decent frequency every week. You know, we're hitting, back twice a week, we're hitting push twice a week, we're hitting our legs either split up into 2 days or, I mean, Joe's got pretty big legs, so I've got pretty big legs. We don't need to hit them too much. If you have a weak point though, I'd recommend, splitting it into 2 days and maybe increase. If you're doing like 10 sets a week, you might maybe ramp it up to 12 or 14 sets a week, split over 2 days. So it's more manageable,
For sure.
But, yeah, frequency is, I'm a huge fan of frequency.
Me too.
For my body in particular, I find that the more frequent I do things, the less likely I am to recover. I don't know how to like scale back on training. I have a hard time with that. It always I end up hurting if I try to throw in something frequent. Like I always end up getting hurt somewhere.
So if you're a mongoloid like Joe and you don't know how to, turn it off,
don't know how to train. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's like everybody's slightly different. Everybody's slightly different. And like I talked about deload, right? Deload works great for people, but my deloads end up being worse off than a training day. So for me to actually get time off, I gotta just make up some kind of vacation and go somewhere and just not do anything. I gotta bring the Cialis though. All right. All right. One last question. I gotta get a haircut today. I gotta look pretty for the weekend.
Christmas.
Yeah, I gotta look nice for Christmas.
We're not doing this Sunday, you said?
I think I want to do it anyways. But let's see.
Huh? You talking to yourself?
Because it's gonna be Christmas Eve, right?
Is that Christmas Eve? Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know what you guys are doing for Christmas. You guys are gonna be busy Sunday?
I just got check-ins on the weekend.
Yeah. Like if we stick to 1 o'clock, it won't affect me at all.
Yeah.
We could just do it short. We could keep it short and just go like a hour and a half. We don't have to do a 3-hour podcast,
Yeah, but then we got to do the podcast after the podcast, and it's gonna be 3 hours. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah. We have to wear Christmas hats.
Yeah,
I'm wearing my sweater, bro. I'm wearing my sweater.
We have to. Oh yeah, let's do that.
I'm serious. If I come on, y'all make you look like a fucking fool.
You gotta do it.
And I won't come back.
Gotta have the Christmas hats on. And Christmas is Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta post it. I gotta post it that Monday. It just takes forever to upload on a fucking computer because the podcast is so long, So sometimes it takes like 10 hours, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just want to post a damn video. Holy shit.
Have you started doing the audio only stuff yet?
No, on Spotify, iTunes, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done it, man. I need to.
It couldn't be that hard. There's so many dumb, shitty podcasts out there. Like it's got to be easy to strip the audio out and just put it on
No,
one of it.
it's super easy. It just might take a long time to upload. Is the only thing. So it will probably come out a little later. I think most of the podcasts come out a little later. I think on Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah,
And,
because they're if they want to make money with like AdSense on YouTube, they're not getting paid if they do it through Spotify. But
no.
YouTube they will.
Yeah. I
That's
might
what
just
Fluid
keep.
always did.
I might just keep it on YouTube just to force people to pay me.
Yeah, we're gonna get like a Manscaped sponsorship.
You know you know which one I would want actually to save money, like chicken pound, something like that, like food.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Food. He actually just followed me. Like his actual page would follow me already, but the chicken pound page followed me. So I'm like,
Slide in those DMs, bro.
I'm like, hey,
Get some of those
I've
chicken
been
cheeks.
Free chicken.
Cutlets.
yeah, them chicken cheeks. Listen, at one point I was sponsored by Trifecta, and
What's their food like? I've never gotten any of those meal prep companies. Do they all taste like shit or like what?
my mom said if you don't have anything nice, don't say anything at all.
All right.
That's a good one.
So
I
yeah.
just feel like unless they're doing custom meals for you, like who the fuck is putting like 10, 12 ounces of meat into a meal? Like,
Yo, no, they're definitely not. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the way I did it, I would get the meat only. So I would have
yeah.
So I would have a pound of chicken, pound of fish, pound of steak, the whole nine. So I didn't want no carbs. Carbs are cheap. I mean, just to get some rice. So I wanted all the protein, and yeah. When I was no longer with them, there was like a glitch, and they continued to send me meals for like another 6 months. Until I moved, and they caught on. So when I was moving, I was like, can you forward it to this address? And they looked up in the system. They're like, oh, actually, we don't think
No. No, we can't do that.
We don't think we will. We don't think we will. My thing is that I couldn't do promo because if I would post something, people would DM me, oh, how is it? Is it good? If I
lie to them, yeah.
That's my thing. If I lie to you and you go spend $200 on food and you're like, hey, bro, like, why did you tell me it was good? So I just stopped posting it because I didn't want to be forced to answer that question. And then, of course, if I start posting it, then you're not going to sponsor me to not post you. So, but
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Mega Fit was good. I liked it.
I'm gonna start a chicken farm. Okay, I'm gonna sponsor everybody on here. I'm just gonna send y'all dead chickens. You're gonna have to clean them yourself. Pull the feathers.
You call it cocky, bro.
Don't say I never gave you nothing.
You're gonna kill them for us at least, all right?
It's up to that's an option we can put in there. Yeah.
You want it live. All right, let's do one more. I got a appointment. What do you usually have for a cheat meal? How many calories? What's your go-to cheat meal? And how many calories does it have? Let's start with Stu.
Well, when I do refeeds and prep, it's always sushi. So like Blue will tell me, go to a sushi place, get 40 pieces of sushi, nothing deep fried, nothing with cream cheese, don't overdo it on the soy sauce. So that's like my guidelines. But like when I'm in the off season, I don't really do cheats, man. Like, because I'm forcing down every single meal. If I try to do my last meal as like a cheat, something nice, like maybe I'll go get a burger with my girlfriend or something. But like, I'm not going to try to smash a whole pizza to myself because I'm going to make it through like a quarter of it and it'll be stuffed. I could try to force down the rest of it, but it's just going to suck, man. So I'll just have like candy sitting around sometimes because I struggle to get my food in. So I'll just like kind of like nibble on that throughout the day, get a little bit extra in. I've been doing that the last week.
Yeah,
I got some goodies from Trader Joe's. More of a nibbler than like a full on, send it cheat meal guy.
Yeah, that sugar increases your appetite.
Anything helps.
You remember Stan? What's his name? The guy that was doing those diets, the
Efforting.
Stan Efferding, sorry, Stan Efferding. He would tell people to sprinkle dextrose on their rice because
I've
it
tried that
helps them.
before. It tastes really odd. It's really strange.
Yeah, it's not gonna taste too good. I would assume so.
It mixes with the moisture in it. It's like turns into this kind of sticky, gooey stuff, and it's not good, man.
That's at that point. I would just rather just force their rice down. At that point,
Yeah.
Let's go, Zayd.
For cheat meals, I like crispy chicken sandwiches and wings.
Is that halal?
I just
Oh, give a fuck.
not quite.
Yeah, and I finish it off with a box of cereal.
Really?
That's typically, that's typically like
I'll
a
do
good cheat
cereal.
meal, you know. Yeah.
Cereal is pretty good.
Yeah.
Look at Joe getting comfortable.
my fucking my
Fall
charger's
asleep as
on the
soon as
bed.
we're off.
You see my
man.
Christmas blankets?
Oh, I see. It's nice. I like it.
Those are your girlfriend's Christmas blankets, right?
No, my mom bought them for me. She
Oh
loves
my god.
That's dope. That's
me. He's
dope.
like, Justin, get into the spirit. I was like, okay. They're clean, guys.
You guys don't like wings?
Huh?
They're a little too fiddly, you know? Like you gotta like give a nice little fellatio to the wing to get all the meat off of it, you know. I don't have tongue skills like that, man.
I'm not good at fellatio.
Honestly,
Eight
you
on
know
the
what
hand.
you know what it is? When you're mid off season, it's hard to get like turned on by food, you know? Because like he said crispy chicken sandwich, and I'm thinking about a crispy chicken sandwich.
Trying to think if I've ever been turned on by food. But go
I
on.
was thinking, that was a fun choice of words there.
I do. I mean, like post content, that you know, the food turns me on, bro. But like
Especially that crispy chicken, you know. I can't
Yeah,
help it. He's a black man.
no,
Deep down.
deep down, it feels it. But
That's
like
soul
at this
food,
point,
baby.
but at this point, I think about crispy chicken, I think about wings, I think about sushi, and I'm like, it's not doing nothing for me. You know, even like at late night, I'm like, I don't want to have another chicken and rice, so maybe I'll get a burger. But then I'm like, I don't even want a burger, bro. Like, what the fuck? You know, at that point, you might as well just save the money and just eat the chicken and rice because you're not really gonna enjoy the burger. You know,
That's the thing.
I only
Like you spend $20 on like a nice burger, go out to a meal, you're like not really enjoying it because you're so full. Like, man, I could have just spent $4 on chicken and rice.
Chicken, yeah.
Whatever.
Now, if this was like, you know, during prep and Zayd would have said crispy chicken, I would have been like, yeah, that sounds good. But right now, it just doesn't. Nothing sounds like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
you
keep
know.
saying crispy chicken. I can't help myself.
That's bomb, dude.
No,
That's what I miss.
but if I'm being completely honest though,
If Ken was here, I wouldn't have said anything, but he civilizes me.
but in all honesty, bro, I don't think fried chicken is that good.
I don't like it, man.
I don't think it's that good, man. I just don't.
It's too salty. Okay. It's like too much salt and too much fat, and like the actual substance underneath is like good, but it's not that good.
Yeah.
You gotta dig through all this shit to get there.
I would rather have a crispy chicken sandwich than actual fried chicken, though.
I was gonna say that, like,
you too, right, Zay? Like if it's like a real good sandwich with like a good sauce to it, maybe like sometimes they have like a special sauce on it, something. But it has to be a really quality chicken sandwich. It can't be like I don't like the Chick-fil-A. I don't like
talking
Popeye.
about, man. It's something really nice, gourmet. It would taste really good.
That worked. See, when you said it, the first thing I thought was like Popeyes or Chick-fil-A. I don't really. I
mean, Popeyes is good, dude. I can't lie.
It was good. It was good when I was hungry, I guess. But right now, I just nothing sounds that good. I gotta be honest with you.
You know what used to smack though? Back when it was on the dollar menu, fucking McChicken, dude. You get
for real,
like, 2 McDoubles, 2 McChickens. You got 4 sandwiches. That's an easy 2,200 calories right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Maybe some fries. You're feeling bougie. And once upon a time, it was $4.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
not
yeah.
anymore. And they,
Ice cream Sunday,
bro,
bro.
they fucking took that from us.
I don't know why they did
America's
that.
never going back.
It's never been the same.
Sad.
It's never been.
Yeah.
For me, for my McChickens, I like it no mayo. Open that bitch, put sweet and sour sauce on it, a bunch of it, a shit ton of sweet sour sauce. You know, fucking drown that bitch in it, and then put it back in and go. But mind you, this was a long time ago.
They
This
kind of
was when I was.
overdo the mayo.
He doesn't do this anymore.
Yeah,
Just a phase.
that was just a phase.
Yeah.
He's different.
Did Joe go for the cheat meal?
My
Usually-
go-to, it's usually
Pizza.
the same thing. Pizza and 7-Eleven has like this like $3
Whoa.
stack of 6 cookies. They're fucking delicious.
7-Eleven, bro.
Yeah.
Holy
For real.
shit! I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm like scared to eat from 7-Eleven. I feel like
It's their cookies though, not the pizza. The cookies.
Yeah, that would be sus. Couldn't you
Yeah,
go to
I would
like a
never eat
Safeway
from
bakery
7-Eleven.
or something? What do you guys have
Man.
down there? Vaughn's, not Safeway, right?
I shit you not. Like,
We
if
got
you
all
guys
of them.
have a fucking sweet tooth, go to 7-Eleven and they have these little white boxes. There's like 6 cookies in there. You will not be disappointed.
Okay, cookies. I'll let you rock. But if you would, if anybody who goes to 7-Eleven for like a meal, like a fuck,
No.
like a
Just the cookies.
pizza, a wing. If you eat wings or pizza from 7-Eleven, I can't be friends with you, bro.
I really like when I do pizza, I really like Pizza Hut pan pizza with pepperoni
What?
sausage jalapenos.
What the fuck?
Holy shit!
Dude, that is Pizza Hut is the worst. That's barely
Stu.
even
No, it's
pizza.
fucking delicious. Their
Stu,
pan
Stu,
pizza is delicious.
Yo, Stu, you got to keep in mind in California, the pizza standards are a little different.
They're
like-
on
like-
the floor, aren't they?
like me being from New York, man, and then I'm moving to LA. What people have standards for pizza out here is like, to me, it's like I'd rather have a TV dinner, bro.
A nice thin crust New York pizza is like
Oh,
fucking very good.
perfect.
I'm gonna go to New York for my cheat meal. I'm gonna go to up the street to fucking
Bro.
Fuck you, dude. Go to New York to do the New York Pro with me. Let's go.
Oh,
It's a week
Fuck
before. Start your prep 1 week earlier. You'll be fine.
yeah.
I'll be
Fuck
fine.
it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Dude, Ryan's coming. Ryan's gonna do it with me. It's gonna be a blast.
You know what I think?
I'm excited for it.
I feel like we should go out there regardless. Even if he doesn't do it, we should just go.
Dude, like
Let's fucking go to the New York Pro.
these trips are so fun. It's just you and your boys doing bodybuilding shit, like getting ready for shows. This, like, I'm looking forward to this year so much because it's just going to be like weekend after weekend of like, fucking peaking for shows and like just fucking around the whole time. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I might just go. I mean, Ken is there because the New York Pro is in Jersey still, right? It's still in Teaneck.
Yeah, he said he'll be there.
Do you guys know that was my first job? That Teaneck Marriott where they have the New York Pro. That was my first job.
What'd you do there?
I did every job there, but I started as a banquet setup. So anytime there was a meeting or even the New York Pro, like that stage, that was me setting up that stage for the New York Pro.
Oh shit!
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's
right?
actually cool, man. That's super cool.
Yeah, and one time Steve Weinberg, I shit you not, he saw me. He was like, at the time I wasn't competing. He was like, you gotta get. I said you gotta get structure. I was like, oh me, but I was so fucking. I was smiling that whole day because you don't
Giddy.
but you know what it is. You don't expect like a guy setting up a stage to like work out, right? Like you probably think they're usually like older guys who are just so. You see the guy, you're like, what the fuck? You're like, hey, you gotta, like,
It's like some Goodwill Hunting shit. Find the janitor, he's super good at math, or find the janitor, super good at bodybuilding,
Bro, this guy, Kai Green would come do guest posings for like some of the amateur shows, right? So he would be like in like the kitchen, I guess you call it kitchen area, like the back area before you go on stage, and he will have like a mask on with like contacts and some shit, and he'll be back there practicing his moves, and fucking. Like half, like naked.
He's
basically.
over there scribbling down notes, like, do this.
But it's funny because I don't even think girls like muscles, but they're still intrigued. So you see all the girls like, oh my god, because he's fucking jacked, and he's back there gyrating and shit. And the girls like, oh my fucking god. I mean, the guys are looking too, like, what the fuck is that? Holy shit. You know what's funny? I don't think Steve liked that shit though. I gotta be honest. Like, like Steve would be
Probably
looking
not,
like,
man.
oh my. Steve would be like, what the fuck? Like, I got the feeling Steve there, like, because some of it got a little crazy. Like, at one time he would start twerking and shit. I was like, what the fuck? He would do a handstand and start fucking twerking, and it's like, it's some
Steve's
of it
pretty
was a
straight
little.
arrow, man. He doesn't like that
Like he
stuff.
told Dexter to stop. Remember Dexter used to do the thing? He would go like this, and then he
Oh
would give a
yeah.
little. Steve was like, please don't do that. And then he stopped doing that. but back in the days, that was the thing. Like, put on R&B music, and the girls would be you hear the girls screaming and shit like, oh, and the guys would be doing like dances and shit. But that's not a thing anymore. I don't think anybody does those kind of things.
Won't catch me.
I gotta who should do that? Paul. But Paul loves R&B. Paul should come out and do some shit like this.
Paul doesn't. Nah, there ain't no way. There's no way.
Get me going.
He's gonna get everybody going with that one. I think I might be able to pull it off because I'm always posting the R&B. I got like a streamlined look. I don't think you can be like a mass monster and do some shit like that. It's not. It's
Ronnie
gonna look
did
a
it,
little.
I didn't know.
He kind of did. He had this. Well, Ronnie, he didn't move that well though.
Yeah,
No, he didn't, but he tried.
He tried his best. I've seen Ronnie do a little whine and go into a split. Yeah, and I've seen him do that shit where he would go like this.
2003 routine was good.
It was pretty. How the fuck do you hit a split at 300 pounds? Is what I want to know.
Like
it wasn't a. Yeah, I was gonna say that as he started getting bigger, it wasn't necessarily like a full split. But once you get down even like 5 inches off the floor, I think you still get you kind of still get that nod. If I see a big motherfucker go down 5 inches from the floor, you still get that nod because he was on his knee. Basically, he was on one knee and on like his calf, right? But you got to make it look dramatic. You just got to go in there slowly, even if you don't hit the full split. You got to make it look appealing. But gentlemen, I'm going hypo. Thanks for coming on. Hopefully we get another episode in before Christmas. If we don't, then I guess happy Christmas to everybody. Look at my hands.
Happy holidays.
My hands.
Look at the size of that thing.
That looks bad, right?
It looks like a fried chicken.
Would you, dude?
Drumstick.
Stop it. It's not okay.
It does. It does. Time to go home. Time to go home. But I'm gonna pause it. Stay on for a couple of seconds. We can't go that long, but stay on a couple of seconds. Right. But bye, people.
Bye, people.